time.
When the sun goes down and the stars take flight, Marc D with the C's got the key to light. Retro toys and comics we adore. TV and movies, let's explore. Sunday Night Geekery, it's the place to be. With Marc D with the C, let your nerd run free. Old school vibes and stories untold. Tune in, tune out, let the magic unfold.
I just love clobbering time.
Hey everyone, welcome to Sunday Night Geekery. What are we at 236? And Tom is grooving to that new that tune by Geek and I. So thank you to Geek and I. And yeah, I got my this new web camera, and it can follow me around, but I don't know how to turn that off. So I better not get up and go to the bathroom without turning it off. It's gonna walk with me to the bathroom. I hope not. But hey Tom, great to see you. Thank you for joining. How's your weekend been? Did you see Michael at least a few more times, or did you go watch the Odyssey over and over?
I did see the Odyssey, but I actually just watched Michael with my mom because her birthday's this week, and I went over to bring her a cake. And I should share that. I'm going to send you a picture in the group because Walmart is fired. I had to wish my mom a happy birthday day.
And they spelled it
because
wrong.
They didn't have an H in the candles I bought.
No way.
So my mom's at that age where you can't put that many candles on a cake. Just
yeah.
So I just sent it into the geek group if you want to share.
Put birthday, yeah. Let me.
This is what I got from fucking Walmart.
And you, it was on order. Or it was on.
No, I just went and picked it up. And
here it is.
They had the candles, and I had to wish her happy birthday day.
Oh, Mrs. Oh, your mom.
I don't know what letter that is they sent me, but it ain't an H.
Ain't an H. Yeah. Here,
it ain't an H.
Yeah, and we'll say hi to everyone in a second. But let's share this. This birthday cake here. Yeah.
You're fired, Walmart. You're fired.
God. So I guess the electric company, they were all out of the letter H. Yeah.
Yeah. Birdie day.
Well, spelling is tough, just like math. So
there's another I already there.
Right?
So what the fuck is that?
Well, you got to cut the I in half and make an H out of it. I don't know. Yeah.
Somebody's fired.
Oops. Someone's fired. Yep. So that was you picked it up, or it was like.
Well, I picked it up and I grabbed the candles in the box, and I started opening up, putting them on the cake, and I'm like, where the fuck is the H?
Where's the H? Yep. Well,
so I sang my mom happy birthday day.
Is sponsored by the letter H tonight. So
the letter H, yes.
Which is a tough letter to find. Yeah.
It is a tough letter to find.
Let's leave that cake.
So happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, happy birthday. Yep. So he's 29 again too, or like my mom
again. Yep.
Yeah.
For 29
my
years.
mom is continuously 29. Yep. So you turned into Paulie for a second there. You've got you've got the Latino slant avatar there. Yeah,
I feel a little Latino.
There you go.
I was Latinx for a moment there.
You're Latinx for a moment. Yep. So let's say hi to
like doing some yard work.
Oh, now you were definitely canceled. Yep. So let's say hi to Putin. Hail to Putin. We got Brian Barth and we got Krimlon. And again, thank you for donating all those amazing memberships, Krimlon. Much appreciated. Get horizontal here. Or did I put because it comes through. Yep. So if you're on the verticals, you can get horizontal here. Putin, I did not sing that song, but the Geek and I put that together. So big shout out to the Geek and I, and hail to Darth Plato. And Six says I would watch that with the toilet there. Yep. Oops.
Who are we watching on the toilet?
Well, would that be the Odyssey, or would that be I'm guessing Six means the Odyssey, maybe.
Oh, fuck that movie.
And Nolan includes details that Homer didn't write, says Darth. Yep. The movie Bleach is the story of its mythology in terms of a mix of Hurt Locker and Inception. But we're gonna get into that in a second. Yep,
I'm more of a I have more knowledge now on the Odyssey than I did in high school.
Yeah, well, I I recently just read the Cliff Notes again, so I'm the ultimate Odyssey expert. Now the freaking thing is going crazy here.
Camera's like, fuck you.
Fuck you, Mark.
No.
No.
Get it away.
Get it away. Yeah. I got to turn this off. How do I turn this confounded
I have no idea,
off?
Mark. You are asking the wrong dude. I'd be the one asking you. How do I turn this goddamn thing off, Mark?
Tracking off. Yeah. How does this work? Yeah.
You sold me this piece of crap.
Yeah. No, it is a pretty cool feature, I guess, if you're like doing you
look pretty good.
Walking around the room.
Pretty good quality and everything.
It's good. Yeah, it's good quality. And I didn't put the skinny filter on yet either. So
oh, you got a skinny filter?
There's a skinny filter. There's a skinny filter that you can put on this thing.
Tell me more. Where's that button?
There's a button. Yeah, you got to set it up. Yeah. So yeah. So it's pretty darn cool. Yeah, but I don't know how skinny it can make me. But not Ariana Grande skinny. But actually, she was pretty funny in the Meet the Fockers the new preview that was before the Odyssey. That was pretty funny. I mean, talk about a movie that's we don't how many sequels do we need, but she looked pretty good in that. It looked pretty funny. So, and hail to our good friend Courtney, and hopefully she can join us later. And the great Admiral Teague. Hail to Admiral Teague. Great hanging with you last night, buddy. Courtney says words are hard. Yes, they are. Yeah. Everything we see is Lotus-induced.
Spell are hard.
Spell are hard. Yeah. And happy birthday to Tom's mom. Yep.
Yes, indeed. And thank you, Courtney.
Not gonna lie, I studied that pic because I assumed Tom just didn't know how to spell.
I don't blame Six for this.
Right?
She knows me well enough. She's like, that motherfucker just don't know how to spell.
Don't know how to spell.
But they gave me like an extra, and it's not even an I that they have like the other one. I'm just sitting here staring at it going, what in the fuck?
Right? Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Right? Well, I do have the count from Sesame Street here. Now the camera's going
and he's like, you're dumb. There is no one in birthday.
Does the count gonna give anyone the finger here? No. You gotta love the count. Yep. Let me see if I can get to this here. All right. I'm gonna figure out how to turn this track. And actually, the tracking's not entirely bad, but I got to figure out how to turn that off. Let me put my new fancy you
OBS did not buy the fucking Supergirl cup, Mark.
I did buy the Oh, I'm outed now.
Oh my god!
I did buy it. Yeah. Yep. And I got a replacement straw for it last night. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just I'm incorrigible. It's just
you're encouraging bad behavior.
It's horrendous. Yeah. Yep. So while I'm doing that, let me see if I can figure out how to turn off this.
Well, speaking of like that kind of stuff, I thought like that IMAX popcorn bucket was literally a joke.
I thought it was a joke too.
It has become this is a meme now. Like, what the fuck?
Right? Like that wasn't just me.
No, I know. Like Nolan has become so self-unaware at this point with this movie.
Yep.
And I don't know if you saw it or not, Mark, but when we get into it, yeah.
I'll share the screen for this. And I was looking at it, and I don't know if I've one of the few people that's seen it twice, maybe. But
you saw it twice?
I saw it twice. Yes. So I saw it twice.
Why did you torture yourself twice?
Because I wanted to stay married to my wife.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Some things marriage just ain't worth for, man.
You got me hitting the cough button there, laughing. But yeah, so I had gone, Thursday night. Of course, wanted to be out, and do reviews and stuff. So us YouTubers, I consider myself a semi-professional YouTuber now. But yeah, and hail to Corey. And yeah, it's just I'm like, I really don't want to go more in. But we had planned like dinner and a movie with another couple. I'm like, can we go see another movie? Like everyone really wants to see it. Like, well, I'm bringing my earplug. So the one thing I got through the movie was thankfully I had these on. So this is let's see if the camera doesn't go crazy. I'm still trying to get the
see. I actually didn't have the sound issue everybody else did because my little shitbox theater clearly doesn't know how to turn the subwoofer up. But that's one thing I know everybody was complaining about was this like hum throughout the entire film that I didn't get.
Now, why is my camera not working? There we go.
There you go.
So I recommend these eargasms.
What the fuck?
They're no, it's now the goddamn camera's gonna go all over the place now. Eargasm earplugs. So I had my eargasms. Yeah,
okay.
They're called eargasms. Now it's not gonna. Now it's gonna. I think there's like it's something you do. There we go. It's back. All right. Well, let me go back to the other camera as I'm looking this up.
My Lord.
So, and I'm telling everyone like how loud this movie is. It was unfreakingly believably loud. This movie. It was horrendous. I mean, it was really, really freaking bad. I mean, it was horrible. So, and you couldn't understand half of the freaking dialogue, and there's no soundtrack in this movie.
Well, there is, nothing. But it's getting drowned out evidently at other places. But yeah,
it was pretty. I mean,
I got to tell you, really, all they got to do is turn their subwoofer down, because that was the one difference I had at my theater than everybody else. I just didn't have a droning sub.
Okay.
And I could actually understand most of the dialogue for the most part. That I could, like I didn't have the same audio issue everybody else did. So I can say that much.
Oh man! Now someone had sent me. Let me refresh my screen here.
So that's the tip to anybody who works in a theater if they're having issues with that. Turn your subwoofer down.
Yeah. So yeah, just
that's my guess. Is he's just got a low rumble throughout the entire. Didn't he do the same thing in like Inception and Tenet? I think had the same problem. Dunkirk was another one I remember having a hard time understanding everybody talking.
Yeah. So, but this is the one movie where I've heard that before about Nolan. But this is the first time when it was really, really freaking bad. I mean, super bad. Where it was.
Well, this is one of his most dialogue-heavy films, which is sad. Because as I've been joking, and it's true though, it's not even a joke. Like we literally, the whole entire movie is tell us what's going to happen. It happens, and then talk about what just happened, and then talk about what's going to happen, and then happens, and then.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the
pattern.
Someone had sent me someone complained about the sound mix. I'm trying to figure out, well, maybe it was on Instagram. When you get a
I've
message.
Heard several, everybody I've talked to, this has been unanimous. Everybody I've talked to
been complaining about it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
that was the one thing when I walked out of it going, wow, I was surprised that the sound didn't, and that's the best thing I can understand, because like there's no rumble at that theater.
Yeah, so I now that I found this, I can play this clip here. Let me share this screen here. So this was someone sent me this from TikTok. Oh, let's see here. How do I get this to play?
Because that was my biggest complaint about getting to see Michael so many times, was the sound in the theater wasn't that great.
Yeah. Apologize as I'm trying to get this to.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to help fill in. That's why.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to copy this. How do I copy this over to freaking Instagram? That's because it's no. Oh, she sent me this on Instagram.
I don't use the Insta tickers.
So I'm trying to copy the link so I don't have to show all my Instagram chat here. Let's see. How do I do this? Let's see. This is freaking funny. All right, well, I'm not going to show the let's see. I can I do this? Let's see. Do and then we'll finish saying hi to everyone in the chat as well.
Yeah, we got Darth Plato. We've got let's see here. We got Alucard or A-Lord Corey. Sorry, not Alucard. We got Putin in the house. Bryant's here. Six is here, of course. We mentioned already. And how you doing, Six? Hopefully you're not working too hard if you can hear us. And I think you got everybody pretty much then.
I think we got everyone. I hope. Yeah.
You got Courtney. You got
Courtney.
Kremlin.
Yeah. Corey. Okay, good. We got everyone. All right. So let's play. Let's play this.
Claude's here. Claude.
Yeah. Sorry, Claude.
Cloud.
All right. So here, let's share this screen. Yeah. This was pretty. My friend.
Suddenly I'm foreign.
Yeah. My friends. We went to the movie with my. This is my buddy's wife. So she's like, I thought you might like this. Let me turn the audio on here.
So this is your buddy's wife, or this is
holding a gun?
She sent me this video
in the editing bay, just like more, turn it up, and absolute assault on my eardrums. Listen, everyone's gonna win an Oscar for that movie, except the sound editor. He deserves to go to jail. But what was the purpose of that? I need answers. Please respond in the comments. This message is for Christopher Nolan. Why was the Odyssey so loud? Were you holding a gun to the sound mixer's head in the editing bay, just like
So that was perfect.
She's not. I guess she's not wrong though, because that's what
she's not
everybody's
wrong.
bitching
Yeah,
about.
my wife actually covered her ears at one point too. So she's like, I can't take. She's like, she covered her ears. So I'd gone to see the Dobley Digital, the first night, and the seats were like shaking. I mean, it was
Dolby. I mean, you can't.
In Dublin, she means Dolby, all right? She means Dolby.
I meant a Dolby.
They don't even have a Dolby Atmos version of this, as far as I know. Like, so it'd
Yeah.
be just the standard Dolby Digital, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but I went to the Dolby Atmos theater, so I guess they have it cranked to 11 there.
Well,
And
yeah,
some of
because
those
Nolan
scenes-
only mixes it for IMAX, and IMAX doesn't cover Dolby Atmos. So
Yeah, so it just it's just converted, I guess, right? But
basically an up convert or whatever you want to call it. Probably
whatever, somehow it
yeah.
gets converted. But
Maybe they did
freaking-
actually do an Atmos mix, but I doubt it.
But I mean, for some of those scenes, like in the ocean, when they're a couple of times, it was like the seats were like rumbling like for
With all
5
the
to 10
waves
minutes.
and the
The waves, and like it was hurting my freaking ears. I was like,
Wow.
I gotta. Plus, I don't know if you can still hear. Still have a kind of a cold going, so I got one of those great
oh,
summer
here-
colds.
yeah.
I had a splitting headache when I got home. I'm sounding like an old freaking man.
Well,
get
how
off
are you
my
guys
lawn, but
dealing with the haze over there? How bad are you guys?
It was pretty. That day was really bad. Actually.
Oh, it's
the haze
bad
was-
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I heard the Midwest was getting was really
Fucking
was really
Canucks
bad,
got to
too.
send their shit down here.
Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately it was really bad down here. Yeah, that one day, and then it got better, and then it got worse again. But
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss your hearing goodbye, I guess.
yeah. So but let's catch up to the chat a little bit here. Yep. Just whenever needed a comedic Robert De Niro movie. I don't know, I kind of like De Niro in that. But
Depends on what it is. Is he in this? I don't know.
No, in the in the Meet the Fockers.
Oh, the Fockers.
The
I know they're
Fockers,
doing
yeah,
another one of those now. So
yeah. That was the preview before this one. Yeah.
Oh, was there? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, you didn't
Have
see
I
that
even
one?
seen if the trailer dropped yet? Maybe not. I'd have to look.
Yeah. The trailer was out. It looked pretty fun. I mean, it's more of the same. Do we
Well, I
need
like his
another
Fokker movies, but
They're fun though. Yeah.
De Niro's really turned me off in the last few years.
Yeah. But he's great in that role, though. I mean, yeah. So
Can you milk me, Fokker?
yeah. So it was. I mean, the maybe I would wait to streaming to see that, but yeah. So yeah, it was just
We'll see how it goes.
see how it goes. Yeah.
I kind of actually
So-
almost like to analyze this better than I did. But
So I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat here. I see that
So far-
both sides are praising the Odyssey. I mean, yeah, this movie is very very controversial. I think the pre-movie hype was really crazy.
it's based on
Um,
one of the greatest stories ever told. So yes, it's going to be very difficult to make a shitty movie out of it, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But the problems that it harbors are so rooted in the obvious, right? Like, and the problem is here's my issue with it mainly is the cognitive dissonance that people have coming at me going, no, you guys are wrong about this. It's not this allegory for, white man bad, be nice to immigrants, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes, it is. Nolan flat out said it. It's not like we're just reading into this shit. He has said it in several interviews now that this is a comment on modern shit. And you add in the fact that it's based on this Emily Wilson retake on it. And I'm almost convinced that Nolan nor Wilson has ever actually read the original writings at all.
Yeah. And to be we got Professor R2 here. Awesome.
Hey, R2.
Hey, R2. How's it going? Have you
Cheers,
seen the
gentlemen.
Odyssey twice like me?
Actually, I did. Well, I saw it a second time on a plane to India. Just
Oh, you did?
to
Is
take
that a
some
way of
notes, just to
saying,
take some notes and stuff
Okay.
about what I might have missed in the theater.
Is that your
Okay,
way of
yeah.
saying you found it overseas in a sea?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was. It was overseas. Yeah.
I think we get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But I did
yes.
see it in the. I did see it in the theater. I paid for a
one
full
time. Yeah,
IMAX
yeah.
ticket. All that stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
You poor bastard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I didn't pay for a full IMAX ticket because I have a movie pass, and so I just,
Well, you pay for the movie pass, yeah.
I pay for the movie pass. But that's the funny thing: the movie pass itself is like only $5 more than just one IMAX ticket.
Yeah, so might as well do that, right? Yeah.
That's pretty
Look,
sad.
As long as you see 2 movies a month, like
it's worth it, right?
It's
If
worth
I
it.
actually got to go to more of those things, I probably would have them. But anyhow, yeah, we were just getting to talking about.
Yeah. I figure I'd come hang out for a little bit, talk some
It's
Odyssey.
awesome to
Sure.
have you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, the tradition of this story, as Tom mentioned, yeah, this is a basis for a lot of Western literature. It's considered one of the first great works, but it's an epic poem, right? So it was made to be, spoken word or oral tradition or oral performance. It's not made for, it wasn't made to be a book, right? So I started listening to the
when it was created, books didn't really exist. I mean, that's the whole point. Like
the writing down of it that is attributed to Homer was the first time that it was actually sort of codified. Before that, it was all just oral tradition. It was stories that were passed down for generations.
And they even addressed that at the end of the film, which is funny, but
which was interesting. Yeah, because now, some scholars, as I've been studying the Odyssey again, it's been a long time since high school, but they think that maybe Homer did write this down, but just to be able to perform it, like you'd have a script, and a lot of the stories were mythology that already existed, and he codified this and put it together and put his own twist on it according to what I've read. So a lot of these, the stories of the gods and things, people knew about the Troy and had heard of the Trojan horse and things like that. But he, and of course some people think maybe Homer was he 2 different people, the Iliad,
could have been a few different people.
I mean,
sure,
who knows? But long and short of it, it's one of the great works of Western civilization.
I mean, it's a foundational. That's the thing. It's a foundational myth. Yes, it is fiction, but it also happens in a very specific place and time. It involves real places and real peoples, such as Ithacans and Spartans, the Greeks, the Trojans.
Trojan horse and all that
for a
business.
long time, people actually didn't think Troy was a real place. Until they dug it up.
How many fucking times?
Yeah, until they dug it up and they found it. Here it is.
Isn't this like, because not only that, this wasn't the first time I think Troy was burnt to the ground, and it definitely wasn't the last.
I think if I remember, there's at least like 6 cities that they identified, like 6 different.
Because I seen and I just remember that because there was a documentary I remember seeing where we're in the city of Troy. And this is where the Battle of Troy happened with, the Trojan horse and all that stuff. It could be here, or it could be, and then it cuts to this other thing. Could be right here. Or it could be, and then they cut to this other thing. It could have been here because they rebuilt the city so many times. We don't know exactly.
And actually, one of the archaeologists too had used dynamite too to try to excavate. One of the first archaeologists was on the site.
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff has been, blow that shit up, to quote our friend. So that they think that a lot of the site was damaged, but pretty much everyone agrees that. Yes, there was a Troy, right? That's not in doubt. And most scholars think that yes, there was a siege there. And can they prove there was a Trojan horse? You can't prove it definitively, but it could have happened, right? It's feasible. But either way, it's just a fantastic tale. And I did not like this movie. My wife thought it was like a B. The other people I was with kind of liked it. But they all thought that it was very tough to hear a lot of the dialogue, and it was.
I want to recut it because I feel like there could be a better cut. But the problem is mainly Matt Damon's performance and the portrayal of Odysseus or Ulysses or whatever you want to call him, basically. Because like the biggest issue with the entire film is how they have twisted the siege on Troy via the Trojan horse as his ultimate sin, right?
Absolutely. His deception.
Yeah, which makes absolutely no sense.
The ultimate sin that he had committed was that he was deceiving everyone in Troy, and he violated the law of Zeus or whatever. Even though Mentor and John Leguizamo are teaching his son to fight and use deception. Literally earlier in the film.
Well, and these same people that tell these same kind of stories will turn around and praise the Vietnamese for using, and the Viet Cong or whatever, for using the exact same tactics.
Guerrilla warfare, yeah.
Right? Like, exactly. Like, so at the end of the day, it's more or less, it's not about, it was just clever. And he was proud of himself for that. And that was his undoing.
Yes, his actual
pride.
sin, exactly. His actual sin was his pride, and that is one of the reasons that he talks about. Oh, he took the nobody thing out of the story,
and that hurts.
And because the reason that we just couldn't fit it in. No, that is the moment where his pride destroys everything.
Yeah. So
let's in this movie they
explain that. So
in the original story, the sacking of Troy happens, and they all leave. They all go their separate ways.
Yep.
And what happens is too, there's also fights between the different factions or different generals and armies.
Yeah.
So that's fine to skip over, but that's why they all kind of separate, and there's multiple fights between them. And they are pillaging their way home.
They absolutely are.
Well, you're right. But regardless, like the point is that they're headed out on their way home, and they're having good luck the whole way home up until this point. And that's the same in the original story and the same here in this movie, which doesn't make sense with the way they try to twist it at the end.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they have this thing where even his first mate, who's constantly going, God, you're the luckiest bastard in the world, basically, in so many words, because every time he would turn around and be like, no, we'll wait till the next one. We know where we're going to be, blah, blah, blah. He just had this feeling because he was told, and I don't think this is in the movie, but he was told, that because of who he was and his victory and all that kind of stuff, he had pleased the gods. So he was going to be given a swift ride on the way home. And there was even like the bag of wind they left out too.
Yes.
That he was given.
They left out 4 different encounters with other societies and stuff like that, at least. Yeah.
But so like just didn't bug me as much.
But to get it back on track to where you were getting to though, is like, because they get to the island of the giant Cyclops. And the thing is at first, if they had just gone in and taken what they needed and left, they'd have been fine.
Yes.
But instead, what they did is they got greedy. Plus, like you just said, it was Odysseus's need, not just his want, but his need to have to boast at the end. And that's why nobody is so important. Emily fucked with this in her book too.
They leave. They are on their way. They're escaping scot-free. And he, after having the whole nobody thing, right? Polyphemus is on his knees crying to Poseidon. Who harmed you? Oh, nobody harmed me. And then,
just to back up a little bit, the Cyclops can talk, right? So they do have that in the end, and he's a son of Poseidon.
They barely have him talk in this version.
Barely have him
but
talk.
There's other Cyclops on the island. So the trick is Odysseus. What sets him apart from a lot of heroes back then? He's not just his brawn, is also brains, right? So
he's a trickster.
Yeah, so he's talking to the
general,
Cyclops. He's plying him with wine, and he's doing all So as evil, you could argue.
Yeah, they leave the whole wine bit out too because they make him wine.
Yeah, but so that's okay too, I think. But the Cyclops is more of like a massive kaiju in this, and then he speaks in the end just because you hear him praying to Poseidon.
And then they have that stupid thing of, he is intelligent and blah blah blah. Like that's they already know he's the son of Poseidon. That's what's so stupid. Yeah. Anyhow, go ahead.
So what happens is the other side in the poem, the other Cyclops come to his, what happened? He's like, nobody blinded me. So
they just leave. Yeah.
So what they, instead of having that line in, what they have is Odysseus, as they're leaving, he takes an arrow and just shoots it at the Cyclops. So the net effect is the same in terms of, the Cyclops now is chasing him down, chasing him and knows
what is that going to do? That's pointless.
But it doesn't tie into Poseidon knowing that what he's done directly, although you could argue maybe Poseidon is watching. But that was a kind of a strange thing to leave out.
Yeah, because it's Nolan's
vision, but it
actually so they can take it back to the whole roar and Troy. Yeah. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
So I actually have Fagel's translation right here.
Yeah.
Where he says, "I called back with a burst of anger.
Yep.
Cyclops, if any man on the face of the earth should ask you who blinded you, shamed you so, say Odysseus, raider of cities, he gouged out your eye, Laertes' son." That leaves it so that then Poseidon knows exactly, and he did that out of pride. He could have escaped scot-free, but out of pride, he tells who he is to Polyphemus, and then he's able to tell Poseidon, and that is why they have the disaster of a journey back after they've that's the way it plays out in the original poem.
Yeah.
No, and no one necessarily never claimed this, and I've even come out and said, I think a lot of it's expectation by the audience. But the problem is the adaptation that he has decided to use as his main adaptation, right?
Yeah,
and this is where I said that I don't think either one of them has read the original poem, and neither have I actually sat down and actually read the original poem from my knowledge. I mean, I remember reading about it in school. We had a large portion of it in school.
Yep.
All that kind of business. I mean, like I said, I've had a crash course in it in the last few days here with everything going on.
Yeah, but we read a bunch of it in high school, and that's why I have a copy, because I ended up buying one afterwards because I was interested and wanted to look at it more.
I watched the Kirk Douglas film, though, the other night, which was actually a Dino De Laurentiis production, which at that time he was
Italian.
Exactly. So, and in my reading, like outside of the '97 miniseries, that film is one of the closer ones to the original poem. But the big difference is, and this is why I think, and this is my reasoning for thinking that Emily has never actually read the poem, is a lot of the big differences she carries over into this version. See, and that's where I'm thinking she watched that 1950s version, but is like, oh, this is just a bunch of macho men being macho men, and decided to write her own version of it. Because all the shit that's in that version that she wrote is pretty much stuff from that telling of it, and then in that kind of order and the way it's being told. The only big difference is that beginning, the version of that version starts where he lands on the shore near Ithaca, but he doesn't know who he is. They added the amnesia just so that we could have a flashback story, just like they do in this film. Right? Like, so I'm like watching that going, God, this is like, I think that's what happened, is that Emily just watched this movie, never read the story, and then did her version based on that. Because the other problem with that version is if you watch the American cut, because they redubbed everybody's lines, well, everybody's just speaking like people spoke in the 1950s at that point. But now if you watch it with the original Italian with the subtitles, it actually feels like you're watching, I mean, they're speaking Italian, but if something they're like Latin, and they're speaking, kind of the original language, and it has a different kind of feel to it. And it actually kind of adds a little bit more epicness to it. And the way that story ends, that's the big difference too, is in that version, like he comes back, he wins the day, he fights with his son, and they go off and he's, he takes over his kingdom again. And the way that this story ends is you have this stupid I Am Legend ending.
Yes.
That I hate.
It's awful. It's a terrible ending.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that, but like
overall, I just getting back to cinematography too. Like we had a question. Yeah, there's people put Nolan on a pedestal. Well, he's very successful, so I think. But anyone is open for criticism, and I love his second movie in the Dark Knight saga. The first one, I don't really like Batman Begins that much, but I guess it's also a personal preference, right? Do you like a director's vision or not? And as I rewatched this movie, the things that struck out to me, well, I couldn't hear a lot of the dialogue again, even though it was straining to understand it in both Dolby and IMAX. It's very dark, depressing, and I love the idea of the IMAX camera and this technology. I just love Nolan's vision for that. So let me share the popcorn bucket, which we were kind of laughing at.
I do love that they've conned people into going and paying a ton of money to watch a film in theaters that's in the same aspect ratio as the TVs our grandparents had.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, granted, he is shooting it on a very expensive,
expensive camera, very expensive film. Yeah, but it's still, it's like 4x3.
Yeah, if you go to,
Pretty
but I mean,
much.
like I've seen, we used to have a real IMAX at the Maritime Center in Norwalk that I'd go to, and I'd seen a few Nolan movies there, and some Star Wars movies, and they do like special presentations, and there's only about 30 in the country, so this movie screen at this Maritime Center was like 6 stories tall. I mean, if you fell from the top of this movie screen, you're dead. I mean, so. It's just an unbelievable presentation. So yes, I mean, and originally movies were, that more of that TV, screen aspect ratio. It was in the 50s when they went widescreen to kind of fight against the, television.
Yep.
But
and now that television has become widescreen, we're gone back to movies being 4x3.
4x3. Yeah, exactly.
It is amazing though. I have to say the tech, and so what they did here. I'm trying to find a better picture of the. Let's see if I can find a.
Which is funny because the whole reason Academy flat is 185 to begin with, which is ostensibly pretty close to what a 16:9 TV is.
Yeah, it's close.
Is because they realized that is the best ratio for your eyes to be able to
Yes.
see everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's at the distance that you are from the screen and the typical angles and the typical everything that you can take in with the human eye. That's it's a comfortable size to be able to see the entire picture and appreciate it. Yeah.
Which is what made the CinemaScope, which is brought up in the chat, or the wide screen more prestigious, because you would have to move your head around to kind of watch it if you were watching it in a big enough screen. So
yeah. So this, when I looked at this, and we go to the movie, and I of course I always have like the AMC members thing or whatever, so you get money off, but you can't use your rewards money towards any of these special products. But I'm looking at it like, Maureen, what would you have done to me if I came home with this popcorn bucket IMAX camera? She's like, you're already in enough trouble for all the crap you have brought into this house. So,
yeah, this one's just kind of weird. I don't know how to.
And so the special thing about this camera, what he did was IMAX. It's so loud, the camera, as it's working, that you can't film scenes with dialogue, right? So traditionally, they've, like in The Dark Knight, you would have the IMAX format, and then it would go to another format. You could see it switch if you'd gone to see it in an IMAX theater, where all of a sudden the aspect ratio would change for some of the famous scene, like Bruce Wayne jumping off the building with the glider, like that scene was all in IMAX. I think the bank rob in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I do love the tech of it and just the idea of it, and anything that's going to make the movie-going experience more special. I just wish there were a few more IMAX theaters we could actually experience this, and not
true IMAX theaters.
Yeah, but of course it would cost a fortune. But we should have more of them. But like in New York City, there's only one real IMAX theater in New York City. I think California's probably got 2 or 3 or 4.
There's a few out there, and one of them is notorious, I guess, for always fucking up. In fact, there was a story I saw where they had to refund a bunch of showings for the Odyssey because their camera kept breaking down, or their projector kept breaking down.
Yeah.
And I pointed out at a person who pointed out the story. I'm like, yeah, see, this is why when back in the day when you actually had projectors, you literally had a person or two
watching
full-time people where they were there just to maintain and run those things, because they're very finicky machines. Like, and you're messing with stuff to where if one thing gets off the wrong way, and it just burns up or fucks up everything, and your sound's off, and everything's off. It's like,
yeah. So the new IMAXs are digital now, but the old school ones were obviously, it was film.
There is actually, I think, somewhere between 20 and 30 ones that do actually have the 70 millimeters, whatever side shot perf, whatever it is.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one in Connecticut was one of the few.
Pretty much any of them that are attached to a museum, chances are that's one of the originals.
Yeah. So what happened? Unfortunately, they had to put in a new railroad bridge. I don't know why that was important, that people could safely get to work in New York City. But so they had to expand the railroad. I'm being a wise ass. They had to expand the railroad bridge. So they had to knock down the IMAX theater because it's like built up right next to the old, pretty close to the old bridge. So and then they put in like a new 4D theater, and it only shows, like shark movie, but 10-minute, they don't actually show movies.
Well, IMAX was never actually designed for movies. See, that's the thing that's funny is now we do associate it, but that's just because, like you said, AMC bought out the name, and then they put up the Fomaxes, which are literally in most cases a third of the size of the original IMAX.
Yeah.
And cramped seating and
Well, but again, unfortunately, on the other side, actual IMAX screens, literally the closest one to me is 8.5 hours.
Right. Yeah. I think I can go to Chicago if I wanted to.
Yeah. It's like there's nowhere to actually see a full. I mean, actually, there is a full size IMAX. It's one of the traditional like IMAX domes. There's one of those around, but they don't. It's one of those museum ones. They don't show actual films. They only, they only show like the special documentary film.
Yeah, Meet the Sharks or something.
Yeah.
Short ones.
Well, it's because their systems, as I was saying, aren't really set up to show stuff that's that long. In fact, the only ones that are set up to show longer films. That's why Nolan had to cut this thing to under 3 hours. And I remember even back in the day, one of the first movies I remember shown in IMAX was Apollo 13. and they actually had to cut it down by like 13 minutes so they could fit it
They
in
could
the
fit it.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, and they made a big deal about showing Oppenheimer too? I think
Yes.
with a real film and IMAX, and I'm all for that. I think that is really an awesome.
There's
awesome
there's
thing
something
do.
to be said for how cool that is. But now this thing
Yeah.
here, I'm glad you brought this up because this
God,
takes us back to the beginning of the movie.
Stupid.
Talk about another stupid thing. First of all, where did they get the ability to design this thing and build this so miraculously? And then secondly, why would you build it like this? Thirdly, why would you build it on the shore where you know the tide is going to come in and drown a third of your men before you even get inside?
And,
Yeah,
and
so
then
that-
it appears to me to be coated in bronze.
Well, I thought
How
I
did
looked
they
at it
do
again
that?
when I watched it again, it looked like wood to me. I paid extra attention to it when you mentioned, and
But even still,
it's hard to tell. But
the moment those troops roll up after they've been in there for 3 point whatever days, half dead, fucking pissing and shitting all over each other, don't you think the first thing they would do is go, "Whoo, this thing is rank. Let's not drag that into our fucking kingdom." Like that made absolutely no sense to me.
It would be
None
more than
whatsoever.
piss and shit. There's corpses inside.
That's what I just said. You got a bunch of dead people that they've been standing on for days. That thing is going to smell like ripe ass and then some. Like,
that was pretty. Yeah, that was pretty bad. But here's the Mykonos vase. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but here's the first depiction. Now again, this is Nolan's vision, so I think, obviously we can,
and I'm willing to bet it took them at least a good day to get it up inside too, because that's the other thing. They build it down on the fucking beach.
Yeah, that was.
Now,
really
every
strange.
iteration that I know of, don't they build it like right outside of the fucking?
Well, they roll it.
Walls.
Either it's on wheels.
Yeah,
or
that's the
it's
thing
on-
I never believed is that it was actually on wheels. Like they didn't
This is
have
the first.
Come on,
The
but
first
yeah.
they had
depiction.
wheels.
No, they would
Yeah,
have
but
wheels.
did they have the ability
But
to
it-
make them there on the beach? Because they built it out of what they had left of one of the ships, from my memory.
They would have been. Of course, it is fictional as far as we know, but yes, the idea was that that looks like they would have gotten the wood from the ships and from local, gotten it from local forests. There were stands of trees.
Well, I thought there was
I mean,
arguments that this actually may have happened in history where they did do
There
something.
are.
Yeah.
There's just no real evidence of it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but if it was wood, it's gone. But it's like
Well,
trying
of
to
course,
prove
yeah.
Noah's Ark, and
It would have burnt when they
but-
burnt the city down. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is Nolan's, interpretation. But as an engineer, I'm like, you're definitely not, like you said, you're not leaving on the beach so people could, end up mostly dead, and thankfully not all dead. But
It's like they didn't really think that through. Yeah.
I think they wanted it to just make a much better popcorn bucket. So the design is very cool. Like I like the design, right? I mean, the horse looks cool. And then I'm looking at this popcorn bucket, and then I turn to Maureen again too. I'm like, what happened if I bring this horse home? This horse is like freaking, looks like it's almost like 3 feet tall. It's $70.
Is it that big?
It was massive. This horse, I'm telling you, getting your money's worth in the popcorn.
I think Nolan's trying to compensate for something.
I honestly, I do think that the design of this was an attempt to make the design of this iconic.
Yeah,
there's nothing about it that's about making it practical or anything like that.
I get that,
They just
but at
wanted
the end
to
of the
make it
day,
look
it took
iconic.
me out of the movie so
It
bad
did,
right away.
It did me too. It did me too.
Because just the logistics of it all, I'm just going, like, not only, okay,
Yeah.
because we're not even, because he brings up the piss and shit, but you're not even thinking about how much vomit and shit would have been in there.
Well, it was coming out the horse's ass, and then it just looked like it was a. When you were a kid, they had those little dolls that would pretend to go to the bathroom. So it was just an extra realistic Trojan horse. I mean, I did. One hand, I do appreciate, like, oh yeah, there was, you were suffering inside this horse without any popcorn, but it is a ridiculous design where you have all these people in there. And there's not a good place to hang out, right? I mean, you're
Trojan seahorse,
right? And it's on the it's on the edge of the water. So yeah, I think this is one of those artistic decisions. Like let's make this horse look really cool. The other thing I noticed too, and I think if I hold my hand up like this, that'll turn the tracking off. They said, does that turn the tracking off? Let's see.
A little
bit.
bit.
I think
It's not
that turned.
it
Oh, that
doesn't move
turned off
as
the
much.
tracking. Oh, no, now it turned off the tracking. That's it. You
Okay,
hold your
good.
hand up. So if you notice, when this opens up to let the popcorn out, I mean the people out, there's a piece of wood that comes down, and it's like 4 feet up in the air or 3 feet up in the air, so it didn't like crash into the ground. And hail to Dude Bro on Rumble, awesome. Yeah, that's true. But so what happens then the next scene, and I paid attention to it again, it caught my eye, the piece of wood's on the ground. I'm like, well, how did they lower that down? Because there's a rope that comes out, and then they just a minor nitpicky.
It's like a weird trap door thing, but but
the trap door comes down. It doesn't hit the ground, kind of like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible doesn't hit the ground. But then the next scene, Matt Damon and everyone's coming down the rope, but that piece of wood, the piece of wood is on the ground. I'm like, what? Just a minor thing, but. I'm like, what? I don't know if anyone else caught that, but
yeah. Well, like I said, that whole scene took me out of it. The movie, like, first of all, you got Sinan or whatever the fuck their name is, aka Achilles.
Yeah, be careful with our verbiage here.
I'll be as careful
just
as
call
I
it.
can.
Just call it Sinan. It's the character.
And like I said, anybody who's going around saying that Sinan has very little to nothing to do with the movie, and so same thing with Helen, they're full of shit. Because a big portion of the plot has to do with him lying to this person, evidently. Which the soldier would have understood after death, right? Like,
exactly. The deception is part of war.
Yes. Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. But what I think they did, and this is where I think a lot of people are trying to have this own.
Sinan didn't know that the Trojans were in the horse, right?
Which I don't know how the fuck they hid it from him, but anyhow. But he gets killed right away, and he's like, "It's a gift," and then dies. But then later on, we find out that he's in Hades and in hell or whatever, and he's harboring this whole like thing with, not being told, and he was deceived himself. So that's also part of.
Well, he didn't know he would die. Yeah, I didn't know I would die there. Basically.
Oh, he knew he could die, I think, but.
No, I think one of the lines he said, "Yeah, I didn't know I would." You lied to me. I didn't know I would die. Basically
die for your lie or something like that.
Die
is what
for
he said.
Your lie or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Because that's the whole thing. Is it's trying to bring it whole back around to this whole deception of the Trojan horse is really the sin here, right? Like that's the thing. And then
that's a new take on this legend too. Because the things I've read. That
has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Never heard of the Trojan horse being.
No,
it's considered deception, of course, but. Smart deception. Right now, the basis to go to war was, Helen of Troy. Now, in the poem, in all fairness, too, it's implied in some ways too that maybe Helen did want to run off with Paris, and maybe there was something going on there. But So I think that that's, and I think they did kind of infer that they did say that a couple times.
That's a really convoluted part of the film, but that's a little ways down the line. But
so I think that so that's the kind of change. That's kind of making it more of a modern and deconstructing it, and that's that can be Nolan's vision. But I really I did not like that. Those are the big things in the movie. Yeah, that deception of.
Well, there was a little bit more of the point I was getting to.
Evil deception
was like.
Go ahead, Tom. Yep.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because the rest of my point is like where people are like, oh, it has nothing to do with it. It's like it has a lot to do with it, because then they're basically, because this character Sinan is Achilles and this other character mashed together. Because when Odysseus went to talk to the people in the underworld or whatever, Hades, whatever you want to call it, he talks to the blind person, and he talks to the youngest soldier, and he talks to Achilles and a couple other people. And I think they basically combine this young soldier with the Achilles character. And a lot of it's like a gotcha to where they think it's like, oh, see, it's not Achilles, like you said, but yet it is. See, that's the problem.
It is, because that's who he spoke to along with blind Tiresias in
he speaks
Hades.
To a lot of people. He speaks to a lot of people.
He does. He speaks to a bunch of other people, but
so this other soldier that he talked to was basically the youngest soldier in his troop. And the only thing he wanted a proper burial. And that's where they got that from, I think, because he's like, because he bitches about how he got buried or not buried correctly or whatever, or he thanks them for being buried. So like, I think they just took that from that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But like, this whole thing is built about the idea that somehow Odysseus broke Zeus's law to begin with, right? Like that's kind of what it's all boiling down to. And then anyway, so to get back to where you were,
it's kind of like a Pandora's box in a way too, in the way that this is interpreted too, because. Once you open Pandora's box, right? Evil is let loose upon the world, or the Adam and Eve, mythology. So it's almost
and all that shit's revealed later on, right? Like that's why I didn't want to jump too far ahead.
But I will say specifically in the film, it is mentioned. It is said that you'll remember there's the scene early on where he's hunting the boar. and they talk about why do you pluck your bow, and he's like, oh well, I want to make it a fair fight, and he talks about how it's a fight, and that a hunt is just a fight with stealth. Later on, near the end of the film, he's talking about what happened with Troy, and he says, oh no, we turned a fight into a hunt. So he's saying that what he did was not fair. What he did was not according to the laws of Zeus. It was not according, to the laws of war or whatever. And that he was the one that broke this trust between men. So, there's this kind of ridiculous idea that there's no justification in war for any kind of deception, which is nonsense. That's absolute nonsense.
I mean, it all doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
There's honorable ways to fight, if you've studied Sir Thomas Aquinas and the just war theory, yes, we've got the Geneva Convention, but I'm not thinking, and in a way you can, I've looked at it, I'm like, oh, that is kind of interesting, but this sucks though. I'm like, the more I'm thinking about it, they've been at war for 10 years, and if you have a way to win, and they're trying to rescue Helen. And then they also added the trade routes from the Phantom Menace. That was another reason why.
Well, that was actually a big part. See, here's the other thing that I had a problem with the film, and this kind of gets us into the whole crutch of the ending, is that they mixed in the sea people as part of this story. And this is something Andre was talking about early on too. And this is where they actually telegraphed this shit in an article that was in Vanity Fair before the movie even came out. What this really was all about. It's right in there. It says it, what it's all actually about. And so they take this, what is an actual thing in history, which brought on the end of the Bronze Age, which was this group of people called the Sea. They were referred to as the Sea People, but they were basically made up of a group of bandits from different cultures, mainly either Somalian and or Persian / whatever kind of Middle Eastern background you want to throw in there. And they would go and rape and pillage their way across Greece and all these other areas, and basically just terrorized the shit out of everybody and disrupted the trade routes, which really what brought down which was the big problem, right? So this all happened though 100 or more years after the time of Odysseus, right? So this is all stuff that's way post. So in this movie, what they try to set up, because everywhere they go, people are talking about the sea people, or we thought you were the sea people, that's why we were scared, or that's why we burnt our village and ran, and Cersei's the sea people came and raped and pillaged us, and that's how I got these powers, and
they think it's the sea people, and thus we get one of the most absurd scenes in the entire film, where a British Indian man and a black man tell a man whose city they just destroyed that we're Greeks from Ithaca.
Not only that, I think it's the same individual, if not one of them, that basically jumps on Cersei and is like, hey, we're just here for some provisions. She's like, take whatever you want. She's ready to be raped. He's like, no. And acts like all of a sudden, that's the last thing you could ever want, which is another thing. Cause in the poem, Cersei is on the island of with the other, nymphs and shit, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So Cersei has her island, but she is she's a goddess
in the poem,
and she's also incredibly gorgeous. And the men are deeply tempted by her presence, of course, but not just that, but also by the provisions that she has to offer. So
so Odysseus does save the crew. So in the poem, there's one officer, just calling an officer, I'm forgetting the character's name, who doesn't go into the house and sees that she waves her wand and all the the crew is turned into pigs, and he goes.
No, actually, it's Emmaus.
It's Emmaus. Okay,
Emmaus is the one that actually comes to get Odysseus and be like, "Oh crap, your men are all turned into pigs."
Into pigs, yeah. So then Odysseus goes and he meets Hermes on the way.
Yes,
and he's given a magical herb that can protect him, and Hermes gives him some tips. And it's been a long time since I read.
Well, right, and then but in the way they present it in this film, though, is it kind of goes against the whole idea of, okay, so is it okay or not okay for Odysseus to be clever? Because the way they set it up in this movie is he figures it out all on his own.
Yeah,
and it's just because of his own cleverness to be able to detect something's off. And he figures it out. Not only does he figure out that the men were turned into pigs, he figures out that the bird is her fucking sister and all this other shit too.
Yeah.
In a matter of one conversation.
Yeah.
So, which I have no problem with, because the guy is supposed to be very intelligent. But
yeah,
again,
that's what sets him apart. Yeah. So
again, that's the problem I have with the movie, though. Is it okay for him to be intelligent or not? Like, what are you trying to say with this? Like,
well, he does in the poem. He does end up with Cersei for a year. They stay on the island for a year, and Cersei, finally relents and turns the men back into men. And but he stays with her, and he's and then the men, they finally say we miss Ithaca, New York, as D-Bud says, and then they head off on their next quest. Now everyone seemed to think that that scene was pretty well done visually, and everyone in
the transformation bit was fine.
Yeah. I didn't even mind. I thought the dialogue between the two of them worked, but like you said, like, is him being clever okay or not okay? Right? Is that which?
But then again, that takes it back to the whole reason why she's doing what she does, and she said it's because the sea people came and they did this, and this is why she hates men, and blah 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 blah.
And the other thing I will just say in this, they did not have to add a shot that proved how idiotic his crew was.
Right.
But they did. They added a shot where literally one of them stands there and looks at dozens of sets of armor strewn all over the area where they're leaving armor.
Right.
And he doesn't even take a moment to think, what the hell?
Yeah, it's basically like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when they go out back and you see all the fucking cars and shit, and you put two and two together, you're like, oh shit.
Now, if they had that one soldier, if they had the one soldier that saw the armor,
or like a piece of armor,
take a moment,
like one piece of armor is like sticking up.
Well, no, if they had just
no, but I would have filmed it like there's one piece of armor sticking up, and then panned away like around the corner. Then there's like a graveyard of armor, but like he didn't see it, but the little piece of armor catches his eye.
Either he doesn't see it, or if he does see it, he's the one who's sort of pulled out of the spell for just a moment,
or he's
the one that goes and tells Odysseus. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that would have been fine.
And little
but
things like that are not even the bigger problem here.
No, they're not.
They're not. We get to the other thing, because you brought up the diversity crew, right? Like, that's the thing, is he's got the most diverse crew I've ever seen.
It's absurd. And they're also not in a trireme, but we're not going to argue about the type of boats.
Here's the issue where Nolan works against himself in this movie, and this is where I think some people are misunderstanding certain aspects of this, is because of doing this now, when we get to the big twist at the end, folks. So if you don't want any spoilers from here on out, plug your ears for a little bit.
Yep, spoilers for the 3,000-year-old.
This is actually a different take on it. Like, this is the whole point. This is the whole twist that kind of brings it back around.
Your leg, Tom.
We have an I Am Legend moment where fucking Odysseus finally realizes, oh shit, I am the sea people.
Yeah.
Because we realize that all this time that they've been jockeying around for the last decade after they left, they've been terrorizing so many people that they have been the ones that have been undoing civilization. And so anybody who tries to say that that's not what this movie is, and they're full of shit, because this movie is basically white man bad, and it's a retelling of Oppenheimer, only just replace Oppenheimer with Odysseus and the bomb with the Trojan horse.
And all the other men who weren't white, they were simply corrupted by white man.
Exactly.
And his original sin. Yeah.
But that's where I said I think he kind of didn't think that one through. He should have thought that, because now you just basically gone against your whole point. Because basically what this movie is predicated on is be nice to strangers, because you never know if they could be gods in disguise. And he breaks Zeus's rule by supposedly going in and pillaging all these places and stuff.
Yeah, and that's a major tenet of the movie. When I just made a bad Nolan pun, but
right.
And it is a nice message, and it's quasi Christian, I guess you could say. Turn the other cheek, or be treated as you.
But I don't like how they twisted it.
Yeah,
well, they make it all about the end of the innocence, basically, in this movie. And if you lopped off that last few minutes, or that last speech, that would have changed the outlook. Now, I didn't like this movie, that stuff, as much as I didn't like it. I just didn't like the way this was filmed.
I got to address
delivered
real quick.
Yeah. I can't see what he.
He says, "What the fuck? Oppenheimer was white and he made an effing bomb. That's history. Does that make you butthurt, Tom?" No. The difference is Odysseus and Oppenheimer are not even remotely close to the same character.
They're not.
And he flat out said that he could not have made this movie had he not made Oppenheimer first, which basically is his way. And they editorialized from there in that Vanity Fair piece, where basically how he replaced Odysseus in the place of Oppenheimer and the Trojan horse as a bomb. Like I said, they told you this whole movie before anybody went to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I've been arguing with people going like, we can judge a movie before we see it because we know, because the motherfucker flat out said that I poisoned the Kool-Aid. Go ahead and have a drink.
I didn't like a lot. I just didn't like the whole. It just didn't come together for me. And then that twisting of the tale, or that interpretation, I should say.
Yeah,
I did not. I just did not like. It's one thing to have regret and say, yes, this Trojan horse. If we had just left, should we have just left Troy alone? I guess that's another moral quandary. But you could have regret about, yes, I did. We're able to bring down the gates, but to say that it's evil incarnate, basically, or the end of Western civilization, when there's fights going along all the Mediterranean back then, it was pillaging and fighting, and it wasn't a kumbaya moment there, right, in history when you study it. So it's the atomic bomb. Yes, that's unleashing a great, powerful, destructive force on the world, and I'm not going to get into the whole.
No, the way he told that story
right now,
was fine, right? Like, I have no issue with that. But you can't tell that same style of story and subplant that character into this tale, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, so you get so that's his interpretation, and it's like, no, Odysseus did not release a great evil upon the world, right? I mean, you could lament, say, oh yes, this is some of this fighting, yes, it resulted in a lot of people dying, and I
didn't really see them pillaging all that much. All I see them doing is running away a lot.
Yeah, well, they did in the poem. Yes, they did. Yeah, I was gonna joke. Get to the chopper.
Run away.
I felt I was watching a Monty Python for a bit there, for like, it's like all it was run away.
Because in the poem a few times too, as I'm reading my notes again. They don't they send like a small boat or a landing part of like 12 people, like the Cyclops scene. It's only 12 people that go into that island, right? They don't send they
don't take everybody,
people. And another nitpicky thing too, like when they talk to the dead, there's thousands and thousands of deadites there, right? But there should have been a more of a distance between Odysseus and his crew, and to get back to I'm like, there's no way they're getting away, right? The dead people are only like
that was where they kind of fucked with us a little bit, because I noticed that bothered me too, because at first I'm like, they would have caught him by now, and then that one shot you can see there's like quite a bit of distance between them. I'm like, oh, they pulled the movie bullshit on us.
They pulled the movie, so but but that's just a minor nitpicky thing. And a couple of times with the Land of the Giants, those
and
how the hell did they get away from those giants there, right? I mean, it's just
and they are minor nitpicky things, right?
Those are minor
the stuff with the giants, right? The stuff with the giants, again, those were in the poem, they were in the original story. However, they were not running around in giant plate armor, right? They were just they were
like cannibals. They were just waiting for him to show up.
They were cannibals, and they ended up killing a bunch of the men and destroying literally every last ship except for Odysseus's ship. They had an entire fleet with them. And but here instead we see the giants, and they're running around in iron plate armor that wouldn't be invented for 2 millennia. And it's just kind of like I
don't think most people would notice
these
that,
these are small nitpicks, but they're enough to take you out of the movie.
I had a less problem with that art too than I did with the other thing that most people have pointed out. Like, they're ready, right? Like, that's the other thing.
Yeah, they're already in their armor.
It's not so much that they have the armor; it's that they're just like they're boom, they're there. It's like they're waiting.
Yeah, they're just waiting around in their armor to attack people. Yes, but again, those are little nitpicks. But again, those little things can be enough to break the spell, to take you out of the movie.
Yeah, and then you got Pattinson on screen here, and here's one thing that I thought was kind of shitty. I
like Pattinson.
He was fine in the film for the most part, because I don't really care for him. But I will say, this is what pissed me off, is they didn't let him talk in his original accent. Yeah. Had he been able to British accent this motherfucker up, he'd have been as good as Alan Rickman in Robin Hood. That's how bad he's hamming it up in this movie. right?
He
Like
was
he is
excellent, I
just
thought.
yeah,
was
he's just
excellent.
going to town
He
with
looks
this.
he looks swarmy from the start in this movie, and he's got great facial expressions. Great, he's a good actor. The guy,
He's one of the few characters that's actually written pretty much the same way he is in the original.
Yeah. Aside from basically, I mean, the dialogue that's written for him, his actual performance, is quite good. In fact, this might be my favorite performance of Robert Pattinson.
Well, that's where
I'm not
think
a big fan of Robert Pattinson.
It would have helped to let a lot of these guys
well.
speak in their original accents, like Tom Holland and some of the other guys, because I think it would have helped add to the film. And this whole idea of modernizing the language, like some reverse Romeo and Juliet. It's like, what are you doing here? Right? Like, I get it. Like, you're not going to speak Greek, but still.
If he's, I guess the decision was not to have. Were there any British accents in any of this? Because that's
no,
none,
absolutely everything
right?
is delivered in
Tom Holland and
generic American accent.
Yeah, and I guess that was a
creative choice, I guess, or to have the cast, different cast members speaking.
And you could even have had Penelope speak in a more regal accent too, and she didn't.
And it was also a creative choice to make sure that the entire script is written at a 6th grade level.
Yes. Oh, and that scene where because there's 2 specific scenes where she goes off on her son, right?
Yep.
And he's right both times. That's what pissed me off.
Except there is one thing. There's a little line that is snuck in during that. See, the first time that they're talking, she's talking about, this castle and how they're here taking advantage of us and everything. There's a secretly based, unintentionally based line in there that she delivers where she talks about how there are all of these invaders coming into this castle that do not respect its foundations.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one interesting thing that I found when doing some research for this was, and I'd mentioned this on some of the other streams, was, and let me just read some of this notes. I'll try to skim through it. But one of the interesting unsolved historical problems of Odysseus is, why doesn't Telemachus, the son, become the king of Ithaca? Why does Laertes, the father of Odysseus, come out of retirement, take over the reins of government and save Penelope? How do you say Penelope? Thank you. Oh my God, Mark. From all her difficulties with the suitors. And why don't the people of Ithaca rise to protect their queen? There are 2 possible answers. Telemachus cannot become king unless the assembly elects him. He does not yet have enough prestige to put himself to the test. Well, let me just get through these 2 options.
Go
people without a ruler have no one to give them orders. And more likely, 2, in view of the efforts of the suitors to win Penelope in marriage, Ithaca was once a matriarchal society, and descent is still determined through the female, not the male line. So Odysseus is king because he married Penelope, the hereditary queen, and not, as is elsewhere assumed in the poem, because he has inherited the kingdom from his father. This would explain why Telemachus, the son of the queen, and Laertes, the husband of the dead former queen, have no claims on the throne. Such matriarchal organization was common among many primitive peoples and existed in Greece before the advent of the Indo-European patriarchal tribes. In Homeric times, Greece no longer had matriarchal systems, but many old customs beliefs still survived. In all probability, the legend which Homer adapted for use in Odysseus was pre-Indo-European in origin and still contains some matriarchal elements which are no longer understood.
Yes.
That is why there is never any clear explanation of this confusing situation in the Odyssey, and also explains why there are some patriarchal customs and viewpoints mixed into the story. So I apologize for that long-winded reading, but I thought that was very
well. There's another aspect.
Essentially,
I think that they missed in there, and maybe you can back me up on this, R2, or not. But I did a little research into this too, because my understanding is it's partially right. But in the original poem, my understanding is that Penelope's father is still alive. And he's actually combined most of the time with Mentor in these stories. That's the problem. So he's kind of been lost. That's my...
So Laertes, who would have been the previous king...
That's Odysseus's father.
His father is not dead.
No, that's it. Okay, so that's what it is. Yes. He
has essentially retired. He has abdicated the throne and allowed Odysseus to step up and become king. And this happened, obviously well before the Trojan War, before he left for the Trojan War. So this happened even before, 20 years earlier, that he was already old and had abdicated the throne. So at this point, yes, he is still alive, but for him to go back and take the throne would not be accepted because, one, Odysseus has not been declared dead, so he is still king. But if Laertes were to go back on the throne, he's old, he's weak, he could be easily killed. He's not
exactly,
and it's basically for the same reason that Telemachus cannot take the throne. Telemachus does not have any of his own. He is not a skilled warrior. He doesn't have any political.
He doesn't
clout.
have the support of the
he doesn't.
people yet.
He doesn't have any personal. This was another thing that kings needed to have in the Greek world was their own personal glory. He had to go out and essentially win glory to say, "Here is why I am. I am."
And that's where
meant to be
Penelope
your
was
king.
holding him down, right?
Yes,
in a weird way. And this is so that's basically what I was going to get to is like, so the other part is that even though he's portrayed, I think, of the age of like 20 in this movie, it's still like in reality, I don't know if he was that old or whatever it was, but like it was kind of, from what I found out, is that he wasn't technically old enough to take the throne yet, like R2 was just saying. But it made him
he
vulnerable.
wouldn't have had the support and the
but it made him vulnerable. And the moment that if he were to be taken out, then it would create like a power vacuum, basically. And then it would be a matter of whoever would marry. Either way, Penelope, once she takes a suitor, he's still in peril, right? So that's part of the reason why she will not take a suitor. It's half of it is because she believes that Odysseus is alive, but the other half is she knows that her son already has a target on his back. But as long as she holds out, nobody will probably hurt him, right? Because that's the whole thing with, and I think that this movie does a poor job of showing, is that he is a good warrior. Mm-hmm. He's just not allowed to show that because he is smart enough to know that the moment he gives those guys, the suitors, a reason to kill him, they will, right? And that's why he can't do that. And he's reminded of that often by Penelope, and they kind of treat him kind of stupid in this movie and kind of give him the shaft throughout the entire film, because he actually does fight alongside his father in the actual poem and all the other versions that I'm aware of. And he is a good warrior. That's the whole thing, because he was taught by the same exact people that taught his father.
He was taught by
But
mentor.
he has the hero's journey where till the end.
Well, his hero's journey is going to find out about his father, because that's the thing is,
but
part of it is his choice, but in the poem also, I believe he's told by either mentor or somebody else to go to this place and find
Athena.
He is.
Athena in disguise, mentor.
And he's told to go seek out, and he talks to Menelaus. And guess what? Menelaus actually does know where Odysseus is in the poem. He tells him he's imprisoned on an island with Calypso.
Calypso has him.
He says he's gotten word that this is where he is.
Yeah. But hasn't he already left there? Because that's the whole other thing, is he ends up living for a while nearby with that other kingdom with amnesia. He has amnesia in the movies and some of the stories, but in the original poem, he did not. Mm-hmm. He just hadn't come home yet.
But and I think Telemachus does have that hero's journey where I was rereading some commentaries, and he's kind of an idiot at some points. Some parts he shows bravery, but by the end, and he's almost able to use the bow and string the bow, and he just misses. And actually, Odysseus kind of distracts him or prevents him, maybe at the very end, in front of the suitors. So they're showing that journey which you want to have, right? In the beginning, you're not worthy of your father's mantle, but then he's growing up.
That was one thing where the movie. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Well, I was just gonna say it kind of shows that, but not to that extent where he's and I guess you don't want to see him like being a Ray, right? Like this kick-ass warrior, but he does fight with his mom in the poem, right? They're going at it, and you can see the tension that would be in a family there, right? Yeah, your dad, you're the king, it's your royalty, and it's
but he understands it more, I think, in the poem, and then also, like I said, when he goes on his journey, that's part of the whole idea, is that he is sent off. He doesn't go by choice. And
then the gods are too really involved in this. So in the poem, obviously, and a couple of times, I don't know if you caught when he Telemachus keeps saying, "You have the bright eyes of Athena," and that's Mentor. And of course, if you grew up watching the Shazam TV show, now you know why Mentor is named Mentor on that show, right? Mm-hmm. But it's actually Athena in disguise. And actually, at one point, Athena takes the guise of Telemachus and recruits all the crew to go for that secret journey to, the first leg of his voyage to find out where Odysseus is. And so the gods are throughout. So, Athena, I think, is in this in a bunch of different scenes, but it's very, you're left guessing, and then all fits.
Well, there's a lot of debate about it, I guess. Like, some people are convinced that she's just a PTSD
she is
vision, And then there's some people like myself where I'm not so sure. I think that she is actually because in the original poem, she is a major part of.
She's a major part of it. Yes, but he said himself. Nolan said himself, there are no gods in this.
That's bullshit, though. He's full of shit, though. That's the problem because how can you have the underworld and all these other characters if there's still no? That doesn't make any sense.
They are simply manifestations of nature, fate, and people's mind, their mental state. Right.
Well, then that does not explain the Cyclops or the giant.
No, but those aren't gods. Those are just monsters.
No, but the one is a son of a god, and then he also goes to the underworld for fuck's sake and talks to ghosts.
Yeah, so
he can't have his cake and eat it too in this one, and that's my problem with that scene. Is you're also predicating this whole movie on the idea of you have to be nice to strangers because you never know if it's a god in disguise. That's where, like, to me, that scene is kind of confusing because is it really just him seeing this vision of this girl, or is it this girl was actually Athena in disguise, and that's why she was telling him no, but yet she's still kind of playing a role in this. It's so kind of convoluted in that respect.
I think the idea that it is simply a manifestation of his PTSD or his guilt or whatever is from the scene where you see in Troy, where you see her, who clearly she's like a priestess at the temple of Athena or whatever, who gets beheaded by his men. It's this was someone who was innocent, should not have died. It's his fault that she did it that she died because of what he did, and so it's his guilt that and then once he trauma dumps on Penelope, she disappears.
Yeah,
then you don't see her again.
I think she's the goddess and just taking that form.
Okay, I mean it's fair enough. I mean, again, I'm not going to say I'm right or you're wrong. I'm just saying
the problem is
he
can't have his cake and eat it too. That's the issue with I'm having with it. You can't have all this underworld stuff and the Cyclops and all this other business if it's all fake. Because in the original story, it is a big deal. Like from what I remember, isn't it part of the reason he can even string that bow is because of the power of Athena? Because he prays to her, like that's basically his god.
I don't know about. I don't recall that, but she's. He's not getting this done without Athena, right? So
right. Well, and that's the whole thing is they tell him from the beginning that Zeus won't let Poseidon kill him.
Yes, yeah, and that's part of the poem too. Yeah, and Athena is actually who petitions Zeus to, hey, we've got to let Odysseus get home eventually, right? So. Then he goes to he lets.
And the compromise was 10 years.
Goes to Calypso and finally tells her, yeah, you got to release him. I think trying to remember all the different parts of the book, but the gods are integral to this, and 6 is right. Zendaya does look very gorgeous in some of these outfits. Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a problem with her playing if she is actually the god Athena. I have no issue with her character. And like Andre said, to a point, like if you squint, she could probably pass for Trojan at the time, in a way, I guess, no matter on which way you want to do it. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't matter because this whole idea of this movie is like, what is it then? Is it real or not real? Because I think that he just can't. He's trying to have some kind of cake and eat it too moment with that shit, and he doesn't want to admit that. You can't make one of these stories.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to have too much of the supernatural, I guess, in it, right? So more of a ground, and that's Nolan's kind of style, right? Grounded and gritty, and
yet they still go to Hades and visit dead people.
Very grounded and gritty.
And you're turning people into pigs and shit. Like I mean, like you can't get it. You can't have this going both. Like it'd been one thing if this was like, oh brother, we're out though. Like that was my problem too with the expectation going into it, because in the beginning there's this like disclaimer in the front of the film that it even has like allegedly in it, like a time of gods and men or whatever.
Magic, right?
Yeah, and it's like okay, so which is it? So then until we get to the part with the giant, I thought it was all just in his head and it's just all Fugazi bullshit. And then I'm like, okay, so now which is it? And then from there on out, I'm like questioning the whole fucking movie.
I guess it's up to us to interpret as the viewers, right? What we think, and those are the kind of fun things I love talking about too. Like, was it really Athena? Was it not Athena? What's your interpretation? Those are fun things to geek out about, right?
Well, because at the same time they're chopping her head off is the same time that her statue's head gets chopped off too.
Yeah,
so it's kind of
that
like
was a symbolism there, right? Yeah,
symbolic thing. And that's where I was kind of like, okay, so is it really her or is it, you know, and that's why she's defending him to Zeus. And that's another thing where I feel like it was missed is you kind of need the gods to be able to tell this story, to know what's going on in the background, all the drama.
Yeah.
Because the soap opera that's happening with the gods is its own story in and of itself, right?
Yeah, and that was what makes it, you know, they're integral to the story. Yeah. So you know, if you remember Clash of the Titans, where you've got, you know, Zeus and, you know, the cutaway scenes, where they've you know, they've got the gods, they're arguing and they're fighting because each, you know, the gods have their patrons and they
have their own plans and shit.
Yeah, their own plans and things.
And people, and you know, I was having this discussion with somebody. They're like, "Oh, you just wanted like Clash of the Titans, some dude with a curly beard throwing lightning bolts from the sky." No, there's a dozen ways that they could have actually included the gods in the story, and you don't have to have a single actor on screen. Hell, it could just be a voiceover.
Yeah.
It could just be a voiceover where they talk about his fate or why he must
Voices
be punished.
in their heads, even.
Yeah.
Could have been Michael Caine. That's how you could have got him into this. Hello, I'm Zeus.
Right. As he
I'm
talks
tell
about
you.
tangerines.
You pissed off Poseidon.
And the other thing that was really amazing too in this.
Don't worry, I'm gonna take care of you. You're a good bloke.
Was this the notes that I have here were from 1995. So the really interesting thing was the women of the Odyssey. So I'll this is too long to read the whole thing, but in this critique of the Odyssey, they actually talk about how integral women are to the Odyssey, which kind of goes back to Lapita's comments about, you know, Homer, you know, kind of stuff this, like, you know, women weren't part of the Odyssey, but I'll just read a couple
wasn't it the war fought over 3 different fucking women and Helen just one of them?
Right. So so there's the Odyssey is a product of society in which a dominant role was played by men. I'm reading from the cliff notes here. In ancient Greece, just as the whole of the ancient world, in America, Europe, women were in a subservient position. Society was organized and directed by men, and all the most important enterprises were arranged and implemented. Women were valued, and they participated in the affairs of the world only when they had their tacit approval, permission of the men who directed their lives. The literature of this sort of masculine society, of which the Iliad and Odyssey are examples, aptly illustrates these conventions. The themes of these works are subject which are in interest to men: warfare, huntings, problems of the warrior, ruler, and so forth. That which concerns women, as do domestic affairs, is not involved in this literature or dealt with casually. Keeping in mind this important attribute of epic poetry, which is the direct result of its society, social and intellectual environment, one cannot help but note the great difference between the Odyssey and all other epic poems. No other literary work of this period or similar cultural background gives such a prominent position to women. No reader of the Odyssey can help having vivid memories of the poem's outstanding female characters. There are many women in the Odyssey, and all of them contribute in meaningful ways to the development of the action. Furthermore, they are treated seriously and with all respect by the poet, as if there were no difference between his attitude toward them and his feeling towards the chieftains for whom this epic was composed. Among the memorable women are Nausicaa, Arete, Circe, Calypso, Helen, and they list other women. And finally, there's Athena, the goddess, who more than any of these women has the intelligence, sophistication, and independence that the modern world expects of women. I'll skip to the last paragraph because I can't read the whole thing here. But let's see here. What's a good spot to start this? Yep. Homer seems to comment that no human being, limited as she was by the environment which he portrays, could develop herself in this fashion. His admiration for Athena is made even more evident by the fact that she, not Penelope or one of the others, is the heroine of the poem, the sole companion and confidant of Odysseus. It is only in our modern world that women have been given the opportunity to fully utilize their talent and ability in order to become equal and contributing members of society like Athena. Understanding this makes a reading of the Odyssey even more pertinent to the modern student, which clearly shows a societal problem which has only recently and still only incompletely been solved by our world. So that was really, apologize for reading a lot of that stuff again, but that was really, when I got to the end of the notes here, reading that, I was like, wow, you know, even back then, you know, they're pointing out how integral women were to the story. And it was interesting. Lupita was making those comments, you know, the kind of reviled comments about Homer, you know, what do you think now that we've given voice to so many women? And then when you think about it, you know, I guess, I don't know if she read the poem or studied the poem, but women are in Athena is, basically the heroine of this poem. Maybe not, as presented by Nolan's version, but yeah. So I thought that was really interesting.
Well, and Penelope is actually a very strong character, and that's what I was getting at. But they undermine her a bit in this movie when she has the second argument with her son. And she has this freak out moment about the only reason there's not a king is because it has to be about a man sitting on the throne.
Yep. Well, that would be the translation he chose to base this film on.
And that's what I'm sitting here going, okay, now do you really want to own that shit, woman? Because you just basically, this is following where you just said Ithaca was falling to the ground. So you want to say that you've been running this place for the last 20 years while it's been turning to shit? Do you really want to pin that on that character? Go for it. That's what I got from it. But yeah, it's this feminist moment in the film where Penelope just freaks out on her kid and has this feminist speech. And I'm sure you have a thing or two to say about R2, but like, it is just one of the most cringeworthy scenes in the film. And she just freaks out on him in a way that, to me, undermines the entire point of her point.
I did not like that. Yeah, I did not like that.
No,
scene
it was
either.
not. It was not a good scene. I mean, I don't have too much to say about it, but no, it was not a good scene, and it had a clear feminist agenda that was tied to it. That
the whiskers line, right? Did they say whiskers? Because 2 times in the movie theater, wasn't sure if the word was whiskers.
It was whiskers.
It was whiskers. Okay, thank you. I was trying to find the script somewhere. Hey, Dadman. Hey, Mark, I can only make 35 minutes and had to walk out. Well, Dadman's here, so we've also, and big shout out to Dadman.
Really?
It was, Mom has not been under the weather lately, so he's been taking care of her. So shout out to the Mrs. Grandma Dadman, and let's play Dadman's intro. Yep.
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
Did you almost go deaf too, Dadman? Because I almost went deaf too, but you only made it through 35 minutes. Wow. Did you get a refund or? Yep. Talk later. Yep. Take care, Dadman. Yep.
Yeah.
Just wondering if did you get a refund?
Or did he see it on a flight?
No, I think he was in the movie theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Man, 35 minutes is still enough to get your fill of someone banging a metal trash
Fuck this!
can.
I'm jumping into the Atlantic.
Banging a metal trash can with a rake. That's what passes for a soundtrack.
Oh my God! Did you see I posted that end credits song? Part of it anyway.
Awful. Oh my God! I sat all the way through it. When I went to the theater, I sat all the way through, all the way to the end, and I was just like,
"How is that music
God,
now?
This is terrible."
Yeah, this Cyclops looked evil. God, that was a great. Bill
The
Irwin
effects was pretty good on that part, but
that was
it just the scene itself was handled poorly. That was my issue. Again, and that's why people are going to enjoy this movie. And my issue
might have loved it.
Yeah, and my issue is going to be with just the people who have cognitive dissonance about it, who just cannot admit that it has these problems.
Yeah,
right. You can still like it. That's cool because there was a lot of cool shit to like about it. Don't get me wrong. I love sword and sandal type movies and stuff like that. Like whatever, but at the end of the day, I mean, you got to admit that this was a woke piece of shit. Especially when you got Vanity Fair putting out headlines saying that this movie proves that go woke, go broke is a myth.
Thus admitting that the movie itself
that it's woke.
That is rather amusing.
That's what I'm saying. The cognitive dissonance among folk, just because it's a Nolan film and they want to pretend that no, I'm going to ignore what he has said, what all these other people have said that are involved with the film. All this other stuff, you guys at Midnight's Edge and everywhere else, and Professor R2 and Mark and everybody else we're talking about, you're making this shit up. I have literally been told this by I don't know how many people in the last 3 days. And I'm like, do you guys not know how to watch an interview or read an article?
Yeah. Yep. They made it very clear what their agenda
like I said,
was.
I've never seen anything like this in my life where literally no one's like, look, I've poisoned the Kool-Aid, take a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, sure, I love grape. Did you not listen to a fucking thing he just said?
Yeah, here I'm gonna as I'm doing that, I'm finding out if you want to try to go back to see the Odyssey, I recommend these eargasm earplugs. So,
yeah, that or just get some earbuds and listen to something completely different altogether.
Yeah, because we're getting back to this question of what do you think?
Maybe there's an audio version of Homer's Odyssey out there that's much better.
there was no musicality to the soundtrack. And the second time around watching it, I'm like, well, let me pay attention to this.
That's where people were like praising the score. I'm like, what fucking score?
There was no score. It was like banging on drums.
There was some horns here and there, but like the only thing I could say about the score that was good is that it didn't draw attention to itself like a Zimmerman score does. And I'm sorry, people suck his dick way too. God damn.
I love some of his. I
like his old stuff, Mark, but lately he is nothing but farting on a snare drum.
All right.
And he thinks it's fucking great.
Yeah, I saw him in concert too. God, he was awesome.
Like back in the day of Rain Man, True Romance, he came up with some amazing stuff back then. But ever since he got this pretentiousness about him, it's like I got into it last night with Flash on Flashcast. I'm like, hum me John Williams theme, and he's like, well, that's not fair. I'm like, no, it's totally fair. It's the exact fucking point. I'm like, hum me John Williams theme for Superman, and he didn't want to do it, but I did it. And I'm like, now hum me the theme for Zimmerman's fucking Man of Steel. He's like, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, yeah, well, I will.
I love the Man of Steel subject. I know, but Jaws is so simple too, and
there's more going on in Jaws than people give it credit for.
I do.
Yes,
the
attack music is just literally dun 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 dun. But you got the other themes and stuff in there too.
And you know what happened? This is a total aside, but I know someone who's swims at the family friend of mine. His kids, at the Olympic swimming, and she went to the ESPY Awards. And I got to send you this picture. And she went as a guest of was a Paralympic swimmer who got her foot bitten off by a shark.
Oh shit!
And she's recovered, and God bless her. She's got more guts than me because I'm never stepping in the water again and going swimming.
She's got more guts, but she doesn't have a foot.
Right? A ton of guts, and she's
sorry.
Now you're canceled. And I'm scrolling through Instagram watching the pictures, and like. This person comes up, and the swimmer that I know, and fucking ad for Jaws, the action figure is behind it. I'm like,
no shit.
Oh my God, this is so inappropriate. It's inappropriate ads that come up on Instagram. I'm like, the swimmer that survived the shark attack, and as I'm scrolling down, there's this huge Jaws Nika figure chomping up Quint. I'm like, oh my God, this is bad. Because we mentioned soundtracks and sharks.
AI doesn't have tact. Okay, that's all we know.
AI
has no tact.
Very true.
He's talking about sharks and stuff. Let's figure out. Oh, Jaws, that's a shark.
Yeah, let's show the ads all around the person that survived a shark attack, and but they do a lot of charity work now, and the great amazing story, just really heroic stuff that people do. The human spirit is, and that's what this poem is about, the epic human spirit, and Odysseus' quest to get back home. And
that's the other thing that bothered me about the movie is that he comes to a conclusion also before the big I Am Legend moment. He finally realizes, I just don't want to go home. It's like, this is not a part of the story at all. What the hell is this?
Yeah, Calypso, who is basically just his Calypso not a bad therapist. Guy, He's just his therapist, right? She's using drugs to help him process his PTSD.
They combined, I guess, the Lotus Eaters. But we got our good friend Tim in the chat here, and he says, "I heart clobbering time." So let's play that.
I just love clobbering time.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you for being such a good supporter and good friend to Clobby and everyone. Yep. The Lotus Eaters, that was something that's was left out. They go to an island, and some of the guys are taking this eating this lotus flower that's making everything perfect, right? And they're trying to get, it's a big struggle to get them to leave, obviously, right? So, and that's okay to, you can't have everything in the God, it would have been another 3.5 hours, and my ears then have been completely deaf instead of mostly deaf. They kind of, I guess they combined that with Calypso, I guess, right, to putting that in, because when you initially, the first scene in the poem, when you see Odysseus, he's crying at the water's edge because he knows he's held captive by Calypso, and he has all his memories, right? So he knows that he's captive there. So 6, those are actually what they do. They lower the decibel level of your I use them at concerts, and I have a couple pairs. So, and my friends always make fun of me. They're like, well, actually, Mark, I can't hear anymore, and you can. So I'll take them out. But
do they let some sound through? Is that
they let the sound through. So the idea of them 6 is they're not just like earplugs that block everything. They block certain frequencies.
Exactly.
And then, and that way you can hear the actually it was, and Price had mentioned it to me when I was on with R2 and so they look kind of like that, and so the dialogue was actually easier to understand. So the price was right. I was able to understand the dialogue better. Yeah, so they're kind of like have these different levels. So yeah, they're not cheap. You can find cheaper ones too. There's animatics that are cheaper, but
I'm honestly, I mean, given that they're so reusable, what are they, like $60? I mean, it's really not that
40, 50. Yeah.
I mean, that's really not that
unless
bad,
you lose
especially
one.
Yeah. I mean, but they come with a little carry case and everything like that. But that's the idea behind that style of ear protection, is that it does let some frequencies through at certain levels, and so you can still hear the environment around you, but it's lowered significantly.
Yeah. So it's just not just not deadening like old-fashioned earplugs.
It's not like those foam earplugs that you roll up and poke in your ears. It's not just blocking out as much as possible. It's kind of picking and choosing some of the frequencies to let through.
Yeah, so like if you're working, when I'd work on the shop or something, you can put in, earplugs that are just they kill everything, right? Yeah, it's if you're working, you don't want
you just buy cheap ones to do that.
Yeah. But this is when I go to concerts, always bring these, or
I can understand the justification for it. Yes.
Yeah. So if you look through Amazon, there's like $20 ones too, or whatever. But I guess these are one of the best reviewed ones on Amazon.
You're just bougie. So. That's all it is, Mark.
I'm bougie. Yeah.
He's just bougie as fuck.
I'm bougie. Yeah. Trying to find the $10 ones that I have.
You should see his sunglasses.
Yeah, they're fancy. Yeah, I gotta get.
They didn't just 3D print those.
Cameras. Yeah, right. So but if you go to Amazon, you just look through earplugs. They have a ton. Etymotic was the other one that I.
Etymotic has
Etymotic. I'm trying to find those. But
speaking of 3D printing, my Invincible back order picture disc is finally supposed to be on its way.
Oh wow! There you go.
Yeah. So I don't know if you got a chance to check into that yet or not.
I haven't seen that yet. No, and
no, I mean, if you were going to print those things for me, if you were gonna.
Those. Yeah. No, I've definitely got to print those for you, and I did print some other stuff for you too. Yeah. And what's coming? They actually I subscribed to like a monthly 3D printer art dude on Patreon. They're doing Michael Jackson and Elvis this month.
Sweet.
As sculptures, yeah. And I'm like, I know who would like these, yeah. So
it's not a velvet Elvis, but I'll take that one too.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, so it's I'll find the website and put it in the chat, but it was pretty cool. They do some really great stuff. Yeah, it was Berserk. Yeah, was it Berserk? No, it's what was let me find it. Yeah, let's see if I can do three things.
No, but I'd like to display the picture vinyls with those.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely get those. Get those for you. Yeah, those were easy. Those were easy, quick prints. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's Wicked 3D. Oh yeah, so their latest one is Chuck Norris from Lone Wolf McQuade.
Oh,
so
Chuck Norris.
They're doing a Chuck Norris one. Yeah. So doing a Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Are these like busts or?
Well, they're busts and statues. The problem is,
Sweet.
I printed so much stuff. Then you got to paint them. And then you got to.
You just need to send them with people and be like, "You're gonna have to paint this shit."
You got to paint this shit, right? Yeah, because it's and actually finishing them is a lot of work. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. But then you got to, sand them and finish them and
like I said,
as you put it together. Yeah, don't worry about it. But but as you put it together, I'm trying to find the page here. Yeah, where it can show the Michael Jackson one. Here's Elvis. I found Elvis. Let's see. I want to show the Michael Jackson one.
Elvis.
Yeah, where's Michael Jackson? Let's see. Imagine if I do a search for Jackson, that would help. Use the power of the or here we go. Michael Jackson. Here we go. Let's see. Elvis bust. Oh, here we go. Michael Jackson sculpture. Let's show this. Open link a new tab. Pull this over here. So here.
But can he be diamond encrusted?
This is the one they yeah. Let's see. Here we go.
One of a kind diamond encrusted. Oh, that's cool.
Is that pretty cool, huh?
You know, it's even, the best part about that is you don't even have to paint that. You want to know
You
why?
could do that. You could do that for like the statue, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Do it in
gray
gold.
as the history statue
Or
or
gray,
gold.
yeah.
Right,
Well, either or, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because
of
that's
times too,
ostensibly the history statue. Yeah.
right? Yeah. Is it kind of like a silver color? Or is it kind of like just?
Well, the original
gray, or-
one is like a stonish gray, but I mean, on the CD itself, it looks gold because they did it in gold.
Yeah.
But the eyes look kind of weird.
Yes, this is all AI.
I was going to say that's got to be AI.
It's AI, yes, but that's what the statue is going to look like. Or I don't think they paint these themselves. So
What does the bottom look like? Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so that's the bottom, and then sometimes they have like a simple bottom.
Yeah,
so
that's
that you
basically
don't
what it
have
is.
to-
It's the history statue because it's on the
Yeah.
on the pedestal thing with the things.
Do they have one with his hair on fire?
Oh, hey now.
Oh, too soon, yeah. Too soon, yeah. And then they also have, let's see, where's the?
Let me see the
where's
Elvis
the-
one.
Yeah, let me show that. Well,
then
they
I wanna
also have a
see-
portrait bust too. Yeah, let me.
Do they have Bruce Lee or
do
do they have just
I've
Chuck?
done I've printed Bruce Lee before
Oh.
too. Yeah. I haven't finished painting him. So let's share this tab.
Which
instead,
Bruce
yeah.
is it though?
From
Oh, I
Enter
like
the
that,
Dragon. Yep. So that's the.
See, that's one you'd almost have to paint, yeah. But the other one, not
Yeah,
so
you kind of
much.
have to paint. Yeah. And then you can, you got to print these on a good resin printer because
Holy shit, yeah, that's really detailed. But that's
Yeah,
AI
and
too. You said.
I think I'm guessing it's rendering what the print is, but yeah, I mean they do really some amazing stuff. Yep. And Six just did something super amazing. She just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you,
Woo!
Six. That's awesome. Yeah.
Very
Catch up to the chat here. Yeah. Thank you, Six. So let's see who got Lauren Rogers. Courtney got a membership. Awesome. Buddy Hepburn. Then we got Jim Watari and Maddie's daddy. Awesome. Darius, Imperatus, Dan Candy, Lorena Creole. Hey, Lorena, got a membership. So thank you so much, Six. And thanks to Six, we have, hey, we've got Six in the chat here too, right? We've got her avatar, right, as an emoji. So thank you, Six. And,
I don't understand why I never get memberships.
the other trick is.
Do you have a branded account?
I think so.
Yeah, then you can't get memberships.
Can't
That's
get
why.
memberships.
Yeah,
My new one, I
I'm the
should be
same.
able to.
I'm the same. I have a branded account
Well,
that
then
I
again,
use,
think
and
that
so
one's
it
branded too.
it will not. It can't accept gift memberships.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yep.
Privileges
It's fine
does
with me.
not
I don't
have its
expect
rights.
other people do not need to be giving me free memberships. It's fine.
And I think the other thing you have to do too, you have to click.
I
I
just
was
got
just on one of
FOMO.
those YouTube.
Yeah, there is a-
tutorials. You have to click like be able to accept gift memberships.
Maybe
Yeah.
you didn't
So,
know, but we have white privilege.
So thank you, Six. Let's play a couple of clips for Six. Let's let me find some good ones here. Yeah, let's see.
Groovy. I like you a lot.
That's a bad outfit. Woo!
Excuse me. That's a bad outfit.
I like turtles.
So thank you, Six. Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah.
Sadly, he was one of the worst parts of the film. Like, I love Matt Damon as an actor. He's just not a great action actor.
Oh, you didn't think he was?
No.
Think he was that
He-
good? Yeah.
He looks like he's barely able to hold up that bow. Like, he's
I thought he
fumbling
was
it.
ripped.
Yeah, he may be the ripped most he's ever been, but like it's the same thing with the Bourne films, right? Like I agree with some folks who say the same thing. Like the only reason he looks good in the Bourne films is because they hide it with the shaky cam.
Yeah.
I think they should have had like Ben Affleck or Bernthal playing Odysseus. Even Henry Cavill would have been better. Like I don't. It's just he's just not.
He didn't
This-
do it for you.
I love
thought he was
Matt
pretty
Damon.
good, yeah.
I do. I honestly do. He's one of my favorite actors of all
Okay.
time. Oh, that's cool. But
That's
he's
pretty
just
cool
not
too, right?
my in this version of a character, he just wasn't that. I don't know. I'm not the only one who feels that way. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
This is pretty cool too. Yeah.
Oh, he's got the guitar there, huh?
That's gonna be tough to paint though if I print this.
There's
so.
my
My mom would love
little
this.
lady.
Yeah, with all the details on the cape. That's a semi nightmare. To
Oh yeah, that's a lot
Tell
of
you
work.
what,
nightmare
all the
paint
sequence.
jobs. Yep. The sequins, yeah. That's one like just printed in gold, right? Yep. And I guess they have different guitars and different views. Yeah. Glasses on, glasses off. Yep.
Because I love you.
I mean, there's some. I'm semi decent painter, not nowhere near.
Yeah, but that's pretty meticulous there.
Yeah. These that's a ton of work. I mean, you can do it, but it's that's a ton.
You'd probably have to do it in white, and then you'd have to just touch it with the smallest of brushes if you got. I don't know how big it is. It's 1/6 scale. So it's not tiny.
It's just a lot of there's a lot of details going on there, to quote Elvis.
Right. Exactly.
And 6 is saying,
but I want to do a karate chop.
Yeah. Did you know you can purchase a membership for yourself? Yeah, good tip there.
That's
6.
true.
I like that one. Yeah.
Elvis with a kung fu grip. That's what I want.
Right.
I said, one for the money, hoo-yah. 2 for the shoe, hoo. 3 to get ready, and I'll go.
Well, here, let me. Oh, now here's all the wicked stuff here. Let me show this, and we'll get back. Share this tab instead. So here's they've got
Sam Neill.
They've got Sam Neill. They've got Jurassic Park.
I like
and this
that.
was out. This was out. Nice. This was old. I mean, this was out.
Wait, is that the Derposaurus? Wait.
Is that the Derposaurus?
I couldn't tell.
No, it's
tiny picture.
It's the real star.
Yeah,
it's the real star R2.
Okay, there we go. All right.
That's the one thing I gotta give
him.
That's the one thing I gotta give him for what was it, Jurassic World, where they did bring the big bitch back.
Yeah.
But I think they killed her in the next one because I think she's one of the ones that dies on the island. I could be wrong, but I don't remember now. I lost count.
I'll just go through kind of fast here.
They got the Hulk. That's cool.
They got everyone. Yep. So what's nice is if you subscribe to them, it's like $10 a month. And you get like 20 different sculpture, 10.
And your wife's like, just what I fucking needed. More fucking tchotchkes.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
The Godzilla one is really cool.
Godzilla.
I got enough of those figures, or I'd say something like, I need a Godzilla, but I got so many Godzillas.
Yeah, so these are really like Tomb Raider. I started printing Tomb Raider.
There's a dinosaur in Tomb Raider?
Yeah, in the game, the video game. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That shows you how much I play the games.
I 3D printed this bust there too, so that came out really good. But I haven't finished painting it yet. We got Thor, but there's I mean, just give you an idea of how much stuff that the Captain Jack Sparrow, Universal Monsters. It's just you can't. It's just.
I remember there was busts kind of like those for the Universal Monsters back in the day.
Yeah, so there's some really good stuff, and then sometimes you just can't paint the whole. You just put it out and just do a quick spray paint job on it. But
look at the Hellraiser stuff. Yeah,
Hellraiser. Yeah, it's just you pretty much
a RoboCop statue would be cool. Do they have RoboCop?
They have RoboCop. Yep, they have RoboCop.
That one wouldn't be so hard to paint.
Yeah, RoboCops will be and Terminator. I
easy.
printed the Terminator, the T800, and I've got to.
The hardest part on RoboCop would probably be his visor, just the red.
Yeah, he's not too bad. Yeah, this Lord of the Rings one was amazing too.
Oh God! Yeah. Look at that face.
This is amazing. Yeah, this one's amazing. Yeah.
Only a mother could love.
That face could launch 500 ships.
Chuck Norris. Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
I 3D printed this one.
And,
I gotta paint it still. Yeah, these came.
I want the yellow the yellow outfit one though. Does he got ones with nunchucks?
I don't think they did.
That'd be super cool. That one's cool though. It's got nunchucks.
That was pretty good with nunchucks.
Yes,
that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. These, but the busts are a little bit easier to do. Yeah. Or to print. Yeah.
Who the fuck? That Chuck Norris one looks really bad. That one does not look good.
Yeah,
he looks like what's his face? He looks like from
face looks better here. Yeah.
Yeah, from No Country for Old Men. What the hell's his name?
Yeah,
the bad haircut. I
gotta do this one too. Yeah, the Cyclops.
God, what's his name? The actor.
Is it John?
Javier Bardem.
Is it Javier Bardem?
Javier Bardem. Yep.
Oh.
Is he the killer in that?
No Country for Old Men. Right?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about.
If that's who it is, that's who it looks like.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
Javier Bardem.
That one looks a little bug-eyed.
This one I started printing too. The Iron Maiden one.
That one looks cool. The Mr. Miyagi one is kind of off. But
they got
Ozzy's not so bad.
So yeah, just I mean, you could print from now until Ghost Rider and just amazing stuff. Yeah, so you can't print everything, but it's a pretty good deal when you subscribe to it. Yep. So let me put that link in the chat.
So do you have to pay for them on top of your subscription?
Well, you can buy them separately if you just want to buy one.
Right.
Or if you subscribe to them, you get like for the month, like May, for the month of May, you'll get all these sculptures. Like I got all these sculptures for May for like $10.
That's what I was questioning. Is like,
how large are those files?
Well, what they do, they give you a link to Google Drive, and then Gumroad. What I'll do if like this Michael Jackson one, since I really like it, I'll say I want it, and it'll email me the links because the files are. In the beginning when I first subscribed, I was trying to download them all. And I'm like, you can't there's no way you can download it.
Yeah, those have got to be enormous. But if
you go to print it, you have to. If you go to print it, you have to download it though.
Yeah,
it's only the ones you print, so you got to decide like which ones you want to print.
You were trying to bank them though. I know how you are.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Trying to bank. And I'm like, I can't bank. Some of them are like 2-3 gigabytes. Each.
That's a lot. Yeah,
they're enormous.
So that adds up pretty fast. So
yeah, you're gonna be buying all sorts of terabytes of fucking.
Yeah, so they link to Google Drive, so it's in my shared section of Google Drive. So if I ever want to go print something, someday,
That's
I can
cool.
go back and print it. But yeah, you're right. It just they've got so many sculptures, and that's just this one company, Wicked. On top of there's a bunch of artists, there's tons of great artists on Patreon that do this kind of stuff and make sculptures or models available. Like, look at Bishop there. They Ripley.
I got so much alien stuff too already.
Yeah.
That's the problem with some of these. I'd be interested in some of them, but I already got so much crap that I don't have room to display now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how much room do you have?
I mean, I did make sure I had a space for the turtle leg, though. The turtle leg is my main lamp in the living room. So Mark,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Love to hear that.
Yeah. So I was looking at a particular creator the other day, makes some really awesome
Mario's
travel board games that fold up into like a shape of a book.
3D printer.
Yeah. It is really, I was very, very clever, very interesting, great designs. And
nice,
I was considering subscribing to his thing. And I was like, I don't have the time to deal with it right now, but definitely bookmarked it to come back later.
Bookmarked it,
Get some pretty cool
Patreon,
stuff.
you can also buy stuff now too, I think.
Yeah.
But they added that. So if you wanted to buy just like this Optimus Prime sculpture, you could just buy
Optimus Prime
instead of having to subscribe. But look, they've
there he is, McLean.
I don't remember seeing that.
Have a few drinks, we'll have a few laughs.
So if you did want to buy that, that's $10.
That's like one of my favorite ornaments on my tree. I have that one they made.
Yes.
Oh, the climbing through the climbing through the air.
I feel like now I know what a TV dinner feels like.
Yeah. Right. So if you did want to go see the IMAX, and thank you to the people at Wicked, if they would like to sponsor the show, reach out. But
please.
No, they're seriously some great artists.
Help Mark make me some stuff.
Yeah. So what's interesting, I love the tech of this IMAX. So, but this is just showing you where you can find these movie theaters in the U.S.
I'm not even in I normally even if I didn't really care for the movie overall, there is elements to it to be like, it'd be cool to see in an IMAX. But even this, he really made it look drab and dreary, and why would you want to care to see it?
Yeah, there's literally nothing in this that is that impressive that it's like, oh my god. I mean, and the sad thing is, literally the Mediterranean is one of those gorgeous places on earth.
Yeah.
Well, I seen an article where somebody was or somebody on X or somewhere was talking about how they show shots from the making of it, and it's like, why would you color time this movie like this when you shot it in the Mediterranean like that? And
he wakes up, he's finally home. He wakes up on a beach and it's gray. And she says, "Don't you know your own home?" And they cut to a shot that is literally just fog, some
Hazy,
gray looking
looks like it looks
water,
outside now, yeah.
And some sort of hazy, maybe mountains in the distance. Like it's like, don't you know your own home? Is that what Ithaca looks like all the time? Because man, that's pretty depressing. Maybe I don't want to go home.
Yeah, that
I was gonna say, I thought this was the city of the suns and shit. Like
exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Because in IMAX, you'd want to see some amazing, amazing view, views, and like the whirlpool, like one of the slides I was showing before, the whirlpool did look kind of cool in the cliffs, but they didn't make use of the IMAX, which was
But that's nothing
crazy.
that we haven't seen already in like a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
But if you've got this fantastic camera, it's big format, it's like let's take advantage of it. So yeah, the only ones on the East Coast is Providence, Rhode Island. You've got New York, AMC Lincoln Square, heart of New York City. And you've got Pennsylvania. So those are only 3 nearby. There's one in Rochester. And these are the real IMAXs. So if you've been to a real IMAX, you know, right? Yeah. There's 3 in Detroit, Michigan area. We got one in Nashville, Regal Opry. That makes sense.
Well, that one's closer to
Georgia.
To Chicago. That one in Illinois.
Yeah.
Not that one, but the other one.
That one, right? That's closer. Yeah. That's Chicago, probably, right?
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
And then we got one in Dallas. We got one in San Antonio. Then we got flyover country. I'm not insulting you, flyover country, but IMAX is flying over. You got Colorado. You got 2.
Yeah, that's very. I can't believe that there isn't one in Vegas.
Tempe, Arizona. Let's see. Oh, you do have.
Oh,
one
there
in
is one.
Vegas.
I was going to say, yeah.
We got one in Vegas, and we got 3. L.A., Irvine, Ontario. Yeah, which makes sense. Yep. Esquire,
3 Northern California,
Dublin, and San Francisco. But really, that's 70 millimeter. That's the real deal. If you wanted to see that, that's.
And I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the New York ones they always have issues with, or the Pennsylvania one. I can't remember which. I seen a write up on it.
Well,
that they were complaining.
New York was actually supposed to be pretty. I've read it was really good. And my buddy that I went to see this with, his brother lived across the street from it. This IMAX, and he got the movie pass, and I guess it included the IMAX theater, so he would see 2 movies, or he lived across the street from it. I'm like, and he moved? Why would he ever move? He just moved somewhere else in the city. So it's teasing him. But yeah, so that text, the tech is very cool, but they don't make use of it. Like, that was one of the things. Like, this movie did not look good. I thought, let's share this. Like, here's Ithaca here, right?
It's very
Look
drab,
how cloudy and drab, and this could have been a gorgeous scene here.
Yeah, and another thing that they did, not just with the movie, they're like, oh well, we built all these structures and we did all this stuff, except that if you look at the structures, you look at the statues and look at the stuff, it all looks like it is 3,000 years old. Like the structures don't look brand new. They look like they're worn. They're not painted. They're not decorated. There's not ornate tapestries everywhere. There's not, this is supposed to be a king's castle. And even back then, we know there's historical
apart, right?
There's historical record that it wouldn't have been falling apart, and it would have been decorated ornately with stuff all over the place. It would not just be this flat gray or tan stone. When you see there's the statue of Athena, it's just white marble. That there's been tons of research to go back and show that these statues in their heyday, when they were new, when they were being worshipped, were painted and dressed ornately in all kinds of stuff. So it's it's not even authentic to that. It's like the idea of what we have today from going to museums, that we think it looked like that 3,000 years ago, but it didn't.
Yeah. And this shot I thought was actually one of the better shots in the movie, just artistically and looking cool.
Yeah.
But it's all very, you get more of this stuff where it's hazy and dreary, and it's just not looking good, right? It's and for the whole time I forgot to change my background. I had the first reaction screen up, but that doesn't matter. And another thing to Boomer, but and that's the beginning of the movie. Paige is basically there to be the messenger, which is in the poem, to say this is a gift, and you think the war is over, but it just doesn't pop from the screen. Yeah, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Oh my God! Oh, Agamemnon.
I like Agamemnon.
Talking about one of the most
people-
non-characters in the movie, though.
I
like
I
absolutely.
love
I'm sorry.
this outfit, though. I know
No,
they completely
I hate
made him the
this.
most inhuman character in the movie.
I hate that outfit.
he looks
It
like he
looks,
looks like a Micronaut from.
he looks like a Power Rangers villain of the
Yeah.
week. He's absurd.
Like one of my Micronauts. I liked it. It was cool. Where do I have a mic? I can't grab one. I'm not gonna knock him over. But it is absurd. But I kind of like the comic book nerd in me. I'm like, this is if I could be a soldier back then, I'm wearing this outfit, man.
Oh,
This is kick-ass.
it's like 2 sizes too big for him.
No one will notice him on the
Plasticky.
battlefield, so no one will go after him.
It's terrible. I
hear
thought
you,
most of their armor looked terrible. It looks like, I mean, it looks and acts like it's made of plastic. When they're riding their horses and it's like flopping. They're in fights and it's like bending in a weird way. It's like this is clearly not.
It probably was.
Oh, I'm sure it was plastic. I'm sure what they were wearing was plastic, but I'm saying it didn't. Again, there's something else that was like that looks ridiculous.
Oh, Nolan Godzilla is saying is colorblind to red and green. Interesting, yeah. So and there's the whole Trojan horse. Did it look cool? Yeah, and was up next to the temple. Yes, but it didn't make sense that you would make something so inaccessible to get to the temple. Yeah. So, but it is a brilliant idea. Yeah. So that's the siege of Troy, which that was another standout scene.
It was a good scene. It worked pretty well. Other than I felt like the camera, obviously, they've got this beast of a 70 millimeter camera. It's not like it's a handheld they can chase people around with, but it just didn't. It didn't feel dynamic. It felt like they sort of set it in a corner and locked it off, and then people ran around it. Not the whole time, but a lot of it.
And this was a good scene too. Yeah. So as much as I didn't like the overall movie, I thought this was an interesting scene with talking to the dead and Hades. Yeah, that was pretty that was pretty scary, and that makes sense. Like this is going to be dark, dreary, and you can't see what's happening, right? Yeah, yeah. So that's something that. But like the Siege of Troy, it's all very dark, and I guess it's at night, right? So.
Yeah,
that's Athena's. I guess that's supposed to be Athena. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Athena's statue. Again, a lot of the historians would tell you that these were off. They were adorned with beautiful garments. They were painted, so that they looked like they were living. They were not just these white, plain marble things.
Yeah. Because what happens over time, the paint disappears.
Yeah, the paint falls off. The fine fabrics get stolen by raiders, and all of this stuff. Yeah.
But they found evidence of that, some pigmentation, and also in other paintings and descriptions. Yeah, so the horse does look kick-ass here, I have to say. So there's the it's open there, right? I don't know if you can see that, but see that there was that piece of wood. So the very first scene, next time you watch this, because I know you're going to watch this again.
Oh, of course.
Tonight after the show's over, flip to that scene if you have it from your journeys. And just watch that and let me know that the panel comes down and it like stays here. The next scene, the panel's on the ground, because it would have clued everyone off on they've invaded. They've gotten past the walls here. The Ithacans are here. Yep. Hey, Dead Man is here. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Yep. And Godzilla says, yeah, Agamemnon looks like a New Gods character. LOL. Yeah, that's maybe why I liked it. Yeah, it looks like a Jack Kirby creation, and just having the big screen doesn't make it look better. Like this is all, this is getting back to the chopper again.
Run away!
Yeah. So, and these scenes were an assault to my ears. My God, the scenes on the ocean, man, those were those are painful. Those hurt a lot, but and then. Separately, they were good. They were good depictions, and nothing is filmed poorly. I'm going to say in terms of the camera angles, or it's just the darkness of it, the dreariness, and the soundtrack combining it all. And like people are saying, it's an epic masterpiece, and I mean, obviously you can have a right to your opinion, but. I didn't get out of it, and I didn't think the people in our movie theater were. We got a few claps here and there, and God bless this old woman came in on a walker and sat down next to me like 20 minutes in the IMAX. I'm like, do I get up and escort? Is someone going to help her? And then we kind of helped her get to the seat, and then she left early, I guess, so she didn't get trampled. But like, I got to say, this movie did generate a ton of interest among people. My IMAX showing was sold out.
Well, that's what upsets me the most is there is elements about it that it could almost be one of the best Nolan films ever, but it works against itself in so many different ways. Had he just made a straightforward adaptation of the most basic, took all the known versions of the Odyssey, right? Yeah. And just hit all the main basic points that all of them make. Or had he wanted to do like what Artu and I were talking about before, it's like if he really wanted to just do this whole idea of, yeah, they believe the gods are real, but we as the audience know they're not, and they're just seeing this shit in their heads. But then at that point, you can't have him going to the underworld. The Cyclops literally just has to be a one-eyed dude who lost an eye or something like that. The giants are just guys that are like the size of Andre the Giant, not actual giant. You know what I mean? It's got to be kind of
more grounded.
You can tell how the story got embellished to this point, and like the lotus leaves and stuff like that could stand in for spells. But then again, like I said, you can't have your cake and eat it too when you've got scenes where men are being turned into pigs and back, and he's going to hell and back, and you got a giant Cyclops with a vagina eye and all this other stuff going on. You're like, which is it, right? Like, so that's where I'm kind of stuck in this mode of there's so many good things in this, but it is so mired in so many problems and issues that I don't know if I will ever watch it again, because there's so much of it that irritates me and makes me angry, but there's so many cool elements to it that they're like, yeah, there's a draw to want to see it on a big screen in a certain way. But then again, now that I've seen it, I'm glad I didn't, because I would have been let down, I think, especially in comparison to something like The Dark Knight or Inception or Dunkirk, right? As far as the spectacle of it all. Like, that's the thing that this thing was missing, is it had like no real spectacle going on. And it's all this emotional bullshit going on behind these characters' motivations and all that stuff.
Like this actually clip or still image actually I think looks better than it does in the movie. I don't know, looks much brighter. I'm trying to remember, like, did they have anything?
Well, yeah, because it's probably a shot on the set on the day. Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, it looks too bright for the scene. So it just didn't do it for me. But there's a ton of interest, and I think what I was gonna say too is it shows people are out there not just want to see not just a superhero movie anymore. Like, you're making fun of me for my Supergirl.
But that's the problem, is that Odysseus is kind of one of the original superheroes in a sense that isn't the only one of the few that isn't a son of a god or half god or whatever, demigod or whatever.
But not the pure, as we've got Spider-Man and MJ in this.
He's basically Batman. He's the smartest man alive at that point, right? Like, that's kind of the whole thing.
He is. And I did think that was a really touching scene, because this is when he realizes his dog Argus is his father's dog, and I guess the death of Argus, that was a nice touch. I did really like that scene and that tie back. That was very well done. And but yeah, I think let's check out the box office, right?
Yeah, but Mark, a dog like that kind of thing is low hanging fruit for men. You can get any guy misty eyed with that shit.
With a dog, with the dog.
Yeah, but that was a nice scene. Yeah, give him props.
I mean, and that's straight from the poem, right? The dog is on death's door. He is literally holding on to see his master one more time. And when he sees him, he's recognized by one of the slaves, and he's recognized by the dog. And he greets him, and he smells his hand, and he passes away. Yeah, that's from the original, and it goes back. It's the loyalty of the animal and everything like that.
Yeah. And Deadman says, I know you want to talk about that, but I was hoping your thoughts on HOTD episode 5. Oh, I did not get to watch that tonight. Yeah, I had too much stuff going on. That's why I was late tonight. Yep.
He wants some.
I thought it was fine. Hot D.
Hot
Yeah.
D.
House of the Dragon. I was like trying to translate the big D went to see the high. I'm like, wait, what's age? Yeah. That was a good acting in there.
D,
Yeah.
baby.
I thought it was fine. Not great, but not good. But not good. Matt Smith continues the care show. Yeah, Matt Smith is amazing in the show. Yeah, I forgot that the House of the Dragon was on tonight. Too much stuff going on.
That Dutton show is already over too, and I haven't even had a chance to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, and they were just
I avoided
advertising.
it.
You avoided it?
Well, because everybody was telling me that the Casey show sucked.
And that just
So
got renewed for season 2. And I just saw the promo for season 2 of that show.
And then I'm like, oh, so that means the Dutton Ranch show is probably going to suck too. And then after it's all get going, everybody's like, oh, you should see it. It's great. It's great. It's better. It's best it's been since. Like, well, now I got to watch it, I guess.
Yeah. I'll watch the Marshall show too, but
I'll check it out. Yeah.
I'll check it out. But yeah, you gotta watch everything. Yeah, yeah. So I guess it did do. Let's see, we got 264 worldwide, so 124 domestic.
It's gonna make bank.
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, the first weekend we always knew was going to be huge. There's no question about it. Given that there were ticket sales that happened a year ago, there were people that were selling out some of these 70mm theaters, and obviously it was going to be a big. It's gotten a lot of news. Some good, some bad, but as they say, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? It's gotten a lot of attention, and so yes, it was always going to have a huge first weekend. So
and Nolan's a well-known
and Nolan
director,
is yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why you got the pre-sales, right? That's why you got people buying tickets a year in advance, was because of Nolan's name. So yes, there absolutely are Nolan fans, that are out there that are gonna gobble up whatever he's putting out, whatever it is. That's why they're willing to buy a ticket a year in advance. So yeah, this was a really solid, really impressive first weekend.
Well, yeah. And I just want to say, not to insult anyone, but this is supposed to be more of an adult movie, adult audience. As you pan around my room, I'm supporting an adult movie with all my toys here, but not that kind of adult movie. Crap, I got to watch my language here, phrasing. Now I'm in even more trouble. Damn it. But you know what I mean.
God.
Oh no!
Yeah.
You're making it worse, Mark. Just stop.
Shut up. Just stop. But I was trying to say the audience skewed a lot, older in the movie.
Obviously, yeah. Well, and that
people are hungry for that kind of, there is a genre out there. It doesn't have to just be, superhero.
Well, this kind of epic genre hasn't really been. The last time we kind of had one of these would have been the remake of Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, which was terrible.
Yeah, could be. There was, there's been a few others, but yeah,
I'm trying to think.
It's not something that's been particularly big in theaters, right? There was another version of this of the Odyssey, The Return, recently.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah. But it wasn't really highly, praised. It didn't get a lot of marketing.
So now my understanding with that one is that one's told from a more grounded kind of.
Yeah, and it's literally only the last third of the story. It's essentially after he gets away from Calypso and heads home. Like it takes that whole last bit of the story and it stretches it out. So, but the box office, right now, yes, this first weekend was really good. Obviously, this definitely puts it in a good position to potentially hit the $1 billion.
Yeah.
That a lot of people are saying it's going to do, but it's not a guarantee. And it's certainly not a guarantee that the movie is going to be making back its money, because we have, obviously it was a $250 million film. We know that. We've got those numbers out there. At least that's the number that the studio admitted to. So I would say that's the absolute minimum that this movie actually cost. And they also there's been coverage of what they've said that the marketing was, 125. Again, I think that's low. That's very likely well higher than that, given that they flew the cast around the world as part of their promotional spend. But even if we
pretty
put
much
that together,
the profits that Universal made on Michael, they're spending on this movie.
So yeah, so if they
the equivalent of
so if they put those two together, we get 375, right? And so then the rule of thumb is double, which would be 750.
Which I usually go by triple, but yeah.
But well, so here's the thing, if
or
we
2.5 at least.
2.5. Well, 2.5 is off when we don't know the marketing, right? So, but then there's a lot of other stuff because again, and I've been going back and forth with people on X who have no idea how the hell box office works. You do actually get more than 50%. They typically, studios do take more than 50% in the US. Yeah. Most of the time, they take a bigger portion of it up, in the early weeks.
How long it's been out to, right?
Yeah, they take a bigger portion in the early weeks and less in later weeks. But overseas, they also take a significantly lower portion. Sometimes 30 to 20% is all they get back.
Or just a flat fee.
Or just or sometimes just a flat fee. It depends on the country. So this is what I've said. It balances out. Historically, we know it balances out to about 50-50 in a split, from the worldwide, the total run.
Well,
but we never really know exactly what it is, right?
This opening is enough for it to tell me that it doesn't matter. The reaction to it is enough to tell me that no matter what happens, the home video sales or VOD sales are going to be fine for it.
Do you think?
I think so.
I mean, I really feel like this is heavily front loaded. That there's going to be a lot of people,
because we have a problem, or at least they have a problem coming.
They do have a problem coming,
and it doesn't have a Barbenheimer to go by. Although, if you want to share my screen real quick here, Mark, I feel like this was a bit of cheap marketing on their behalf.
Well, let me get to this. So yeah, I got to remove this. Yeah,
we don't have
I don't know why they had to do this, but I think they're trying to make Spider-See happen.
That's funny because
it's
also
a joke, of course,
Athena. See, the thing is, they say Athena and Telemachus will return in Spider-Man: Brand New Day, but Menelaus is also going to return.
He is. I know. That's where they fucked up the joke. It's like a third of the cast is the same cast.
There's literally was that at the end of this? Was that something on the screen? They did a
no. It's just a joke somebody made.
It's a joke. Have you seen the version where they have Michael Caine and Odysseus sitting across the table from each other? The AI.
I didn't see that one yet. Yeah.
It's perfect.
But we have a super chat here I want to get to from the Dead Man. Thank you, the Dead Man. He said Kubrick only had one miss. Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut, I guess we would say.
Box office wise, I guess.
Box office wise.
But I mean, you look at how that movie is still talked about more than some of his other films to this day.
Right. Yeah, and people are coming around on that movie too. I've read some retro reviews.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of it, but it has its place in movie history, right?
Yeah. But let's play a couple of things for the Dead Man here. Let's see.
Get to the chopper!
You have to set an example even in the face of stupidity. Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer.
Thank you, the Dead Man, for that super chat. Much appreciated. Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to show too is we're getting is it echo here or is that me or
is that you, Tom?
Might have turned Tom's. Let me mute Tom for a second here. Testing. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I think we probably played the clip, but unmuted Tom, so let me mute him. But one thing I want to show with this here is, I mean, there's definite interest in this movie.
There absolutely is. Yeah. So all I was saying was
for something more highfalutin.
Yes. All I would say was, when it comes to people saying, it made $260 in its first weekend. This is a shoe-in for $1 billion.
It's not. No,
it's not. First of all, it's an R-rated film. Why was it an R-rated film? God knows. There's no reason this needed to be R-rated.
Why was it? Yeah, why the heck
if they had taken out a couple of the F-bombs, if they had removed a couple of the F-bombs and taken a couple of the more brutal kills out of it, it would have been fine.
Some of the maybe the Cyclops, some of the Cyclops stuff, maybe
possibly. I don't know.
I'm just trying to guess, but
I feel like they wanted it to be R for some reason. They thought that R was going to be the way to go, because obviously they could have made very minor changes.
The rating system is so fucked up right now. I don't understand it. I've been trying to put my finger on it because, when I was watching Michael with my mom earlier, again, I'm going, why the fuck is this movie rated PG-13? There's absolutely no reason for it to be.
Because they don't want anything PG anymore, right?
PG no, you know why I think it is because there's smoking in the movie.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yes, and then
their
actually
rating
has,
system is so fucked up right now that go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, substance use is now something that they're considering for the 13 rating. Yeah,
and you're right.
It's
Like
weird.
under normal circumstances, this movie should be a PG-13, even with the 3 uses of the F word, because under the normal original circumstances, it would be a PG-13. Because even though it's got people's heads getting bitten off and stuff like that, there's hardly any bloodshed. In the film.
There's almost no real brutal violence in this. Where honestly there should have been. There should have been arms getting chopped off and all sorts of stuff.
Right, because you have like the
it.
big scene where, like, I pointed this out too in my initial review, was this is where it kind of started really like sticking out to me big time in the when they go do the flashback of Troy, and after they initially take on those first troops, all of a sudden you see all all of the Greek guys. They're all slaughtering nothing but mainly women and children. And as they're going through this scene, it's all mostly done off screen. So again, I'm sitting here going, why is this rated R?
Yeah.
Like what in this movie is making, because even them saying fuck off is not enough for me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense why this would be rated R, but I was just gonna say, like, for the billion, well, it's rated R. Right. It's also a 3-hour movie. It's going to have fewer showings.
That's the thing that's going to hurt it most. Yeah.
There's a lot. Well, the other thing that's going to hurt too is that the number of people who are basically saying, and you can see this just in some of the online conversations, if they can't see it in IMAX, they're not going to go.
Well, you saw the list of IMAX theaters in the real IMAX theaters in the US.
And they're saying, well, if I can't get an IMAX ticket, I'm not going to bother. And so they're taking themselves out. That's a much smaller number of people, but still. And the other problem is, and I think you were getting to it, Tom, 2 weeks from now, Spider-Man.
And actually, it's going to start the preview screenings in like a week and a half, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's got 10 days, really.
The 2 leads of that movie are going to be fighting the 2 leads of this movie. Maybe they should duke it out to see who can win.
Well, that's what I said. They should have hoped for a Spider-See, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So what this is showing, I think, when you look at the total number, yes, there's interest in the debate. It just shows you that people are interested, but what's the word of mouth going to be? If I'm telling people it's going to make me go deaf, that's what that second week is.
The second week is
Mandalorian did pretty well that first weekend, and then it dropped off, and then of course, it's still looking pretty successful next to Supergirl.
Well, and again, you say, like, you look at, you're like, hey, man, worldwide, 260, they're a quarter of their way to $1 billion.
Everything's very front loaded.
So you have to go back just a little bit and remember Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It made 450 in its opening weekend worldwide.
And did it end up at like 600 or something?
And it topped out a little over 900.
I was going to say it didn't make $1 billion.
It
was the
make
first
$1 billion,
Marvel movie since they started making $1 billion not to make the $1 billion. Yeah,
but it made an enormous opening weekend.
And Thor came close as well.
Stunning opening weekend, and then didn't make it. So yeah, I mean, and the other thing is too, like they said, well, the
people going back that really liked it. Like, if I really love this
exactly.
movie. Well, of course, I'm a bad example because I did see it
you
twice.
did see it twice.
But I did have my eargasms the second time.
The second time. But the one other thing that we do know about the box office, and this will be my last little thing, is that in this case, when we say, well, there's the 2x rule, whatever, it's 750 is, what they're going to take to get it back. We also know from reporting from Forbes that Nolan is getting fully 20% of the gross from the studio's side, which means that they have to make even more money.
How did he make that fucking deal?
I don't know.
And even though I didn't like Sinners, they gave what's his face so much shit, Coogler, over that.
Yeah. So
that huge amount of money, right? Yeah.
That
he gets the rights to the movie in like 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody freaked
he
out.
owns the movie. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. God bless them. Yeah.
But that does mean that, because we know that there's that take that the studio is not going to get to pay down its debts. It's not going to get to pay off its costs.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
That means that it does actually go to a minimum of a 2.5x. So it's the actual number for the break even is actually closer to 3. It's the actual number is going to be closer to 937 minimum.
And this is a problem I've been bringing up a lot. And I heard about your post where you went over some of this stuff too. R2, I didn't get a chance to read it, but somebody else told me about it. But like, my thing is like lately, a lot of these movies, the way they're budgeted with the way they're also the advertising budget aside from that, they almost have to make 3 times. And you're right. Like, and I've been the first to remind a lot of people that the opening weekend, you know, Disney isn't the only one who gets to demand 70% of the box office. George Lucas has been doing that since the aughts, right? Like all these studios, if they got a big picture like this, they generally will ask for 60, 65 or 70% or more of the box office the opening weekend, because they know that's when these things are front loaded and they need that. But that's where I can't believe the theaters aren't getting more pissed, because like what Mark was bringing in there too is a point, and this is where I said that there's no incentive for these studios to keep these movies in theaters anymore for more than 30 days, because after the certain amount of days and weeks, then the theaters are keeping the lion's share of the ticket sales, so they're not making piddly, cents off of most of these sales. They're better off just throwing it on video on demand. But to me, that's like undermining the theater. So I don't know how much longer this shit's gonna last.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
because we can't depend on domestic, or foreign sales to make up for this shit. Because let's be real, like not every movie is going to be able to do what like Michael and certain other ones have done this year, where they're able to rely on such a heavy, audience outside the U.S. Like that's the thing. And I mean, I reminded people too with Superman, like that's the thing that hurt Superman. It wasn't the domestic box office. The domestic box office, if anything, overperformed for Superman. It was the outside the U.S. that everybody rejected.
That was bad. Yeah.
That was where it had the downside.
It. Yeah.
And
it disappeared.
Hail to Brick on the verticals, and we've got Tomahawk also on the vertical side. So hail to you guys. Thank you for joining Sunday Night Geekery.
Yeah.
Analyze the
Tomahawk.
Odyssey. Yep. Let me catch up to the chat here as I was getting some food photos ready to share to
but yeah, this movie is expensive as hell. That's the problem.
It really is. And am I saying there's no way it makes $1 billion? Absolutely not. People have been arguing with that.
But I think your point is $1 billion enough.
I didn't say it's going to be a failure either. I'm just saying the numbers. Like this really has to perform incredibly well to actually be a success.
Next weekend has to not drop that much, and it needs that really good word of mouth where I'm not out there saying, hey, you have to go see this, or maybe I didn't like parts of it, but the spectacle is so amazing. Like the soundtrack was actually freaking painful. This movie was painful the first time I saw it in Dolby Digital. And I think every time I mentioned Dolby Digital, I
in Dublin. She means Dolby, all right? She means Dolby.
I mean, I came home with a splitting headache, and granted I was sick, but I had a massive freaking headache.
It was bad. I was actually glad that I chose a seat at the very back of the theater, so I wasn't like in the blast zone. But I'm actually going to have to call it a night, guys.
Oh yeah, it's getting late. Do you want to see some? You want to see some ribs?
Sure. Yeah, sure. I'll see some ribs real quick. And then let's
show some ribs here. Let's do some quick foodery here. We'll make everyone really hungry before they go to bed. So. Let's let me share this screen instead. Yep, there we go. So let's do some foodery here. We'll leave the Odyssey behind for a minute, and let's get R2 to gain some calories here. But of course, I always want to remember Klobby, who always made fun of me for the Sunday Night Eatery, and thank you to Gwagnar for the eatery there. But
amazing.
Yeah, so we have a weekly poker game during the summer, and let's make this full screen here. And so I said to the guys, hey, I'll make ribs these few weeks. So we're playing poker. So it got some racks of ribs.
Well, I was ready for foodery. I went and got my late dinner ready.
You're prepped, right? Tom knows.
Yep.
Yeah, Tom is.
I just have some jerky here.
So
I do make my own jerky, but this is not my
awesome.
own.
Yeah. I love the jerky. Yep. So
I can too, but my mom said I'd go blind.
I teed that up for you perfectly.
Yeah,
I'm right along the adult films there. Yep. So and you just can't beat ribs on a smoker, right? I mean,
no,
you can never cook in the oven. I mean, it's like, and then I sauce them. Yeah, sometimes I don't sauce them, but for going to the poker game, I saw some. Mark's 47. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. So you just set the sauce there. Yep.
Yep. I will often finish mine in the oven, but not. They got to be on the smoker for quite a while first.
You need some smoke there. Yeah. So that's my new Weber grill that I've been using. Yeah, which is nice. So that does a nice job. And then keep your ribs warm, right? Yeah.
You need some sponsorships, man.
I do need some rib sponsors. Yeah.
Well, between your earplugs and your Weber grill and
who's listening out there? Yep. So yeah, I was very popular when we announced that for poker. Like, oh, Mark's making ribs this week. We'll have some extra people here, right? Yeah. So and they came out. Oh, actually, I have a couple left over. Man, I might go grab one after the show. Yep.
And you can mail those to me at
at ProfessorR2ishungry.com.
Yep.
And this is a wok that I was in my mom's basement that I restored. I've got a season.
Oh, very nice.
So let me show the picture of the before here. Let me scroll
it might actually be cheaper to have Mark overnight those in dry ice than it would be to go get some at a restaurant.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was actually thinking I need to smoke something this week. It's either going to be some ribs or a pork butt.
I think that every day.
Smoke weed
every day.
So this is the before, and my mom's like, I'm going to throw this out. I'm like, no, you can't throw it out. It just needs to be. I mean, it's not burnt. It's just the seasoning was just. That's burnt stuff on there. But then I took I'm like, I have an angle grinder for a reason. So I went on it, and now I've got to season it back again. But it came.
So did everybody's grandma have one of those with a pan that had it seasoned and you didn't touch it, or you get yelled at?
Yeah.
Oh,
we had that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't cook in it. You don't clean it. You don't mess with it.
Nope. Cast iron skillet. You do not touch that.
And we went to dinner before the movie, and we're like, do we get the antipasta with lettuce? Or we're like, well, it's not from Taco Bell, so hopefully we're safe.
Doesn't matter. It's all poop lettuce.
It's all poop lettuce now.
It's all lettuce. So the lettuce industry is not doing
Veggies
so
are
good.
bad.
So eat more meat, right?
Damn right.
There we go. That's one of my favorite T-shirts. Yep. So that was our dinner before the movie. We just went and got some pasta right
nice.
before the movie. But now we better let Professor R2 out of here. But before he goes, I want to show
I'm very hungry. Yes.
Bacon. And then
this motherfucker is such an Italian fucking stereotype.
I know, right?
Yeah. Right? I mean, come on.
We go over his house, he's going to make us fat.
Yeah, you're going to gain.
And I'm going to let him.
The house.
I'm going to let him. That's true.
He's going to be like, you can't leave until you have a rib. Wait. There's pasta. Wait.
Yeah, come on. More. Manja, right? Yeah.
You're looking thin there, boy. Come on.
Well, in college, one of my good buddies.
Want to take some with you?
One of my good buddies, his parents were off the boat at time, which I can say because my grandparents were, but didn't speak in English that well. And then everyone went to dinner at the house, and for years, my friend who was like very skinny and didn't eat that much, like, I don't know if I like that boy Bobby so much. He eats so much, but the big guys that ate a ton, he had 3 helpings. I really like that guy, so yeah. But thank you, Professor R2, for being here, and I hope you have a great week and enjoy watching the Odyssey.
I'll see it 3 more times because absolutely, it's the greatest film ever made.
It's better than Cats.
Paid promotion.
Watch that scene with the hatch opening on the horse, and let me know if you catch that. Let me know. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, R2. You can catch R2 on Price of Reason Live Tuesday and Thursday nights. And I occasionally make an appearance there and having fun doing that. So thank you for having me on there. And
indeed,
let me put prices because you just have your Twitter.
Yeah, just X. I don't really do anything with my YouTube, not yet anyway.
Yeah. You just you're smart. You just go on channels and have fun that way. So
far too many other things going on to try and launch my own channel. But it's
Well, what would it take to launch 1,000 R2 channels, right? Yeah. Right. So, but thank you for being here. And
all right. Take care, everybody. Great seeing all you out there in the chat, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody.
Yep. Always appreciate the great Professor R2, and let's play an outro for him. Yeah, I was just trying to find the link to Price's channel, but I've got my Star Wars.
It's because a droid don't pull people's arms out of their sockets when they lose.
And the Dead Man here with a super chat. Thank you again, Dead Man, for that super chat. Says Tenet was not good either. You know, I've never seen Tenet. Have you seen Tenet, Tom? That was a tongue twister.
I tried watching it. I literally got 30 minutes into it or so, and I'm like, I don't care about any of these characters. I don't care about anything that's happening. This is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen about time travel in my life. And I shut it off, and I have not watched it since.
And that was one that was notorious for the sound mix too, if I'm not mistaken.
And I didn't have issues with that stuff. It's just, it was boring. Like they're at the scene where they're talking about getting a divorce and I'm like, I don't care about these characters. He has given me absolutely nothing to go on. Like at that point, I was like, you know what it would be like if Spock made a movie? Tenet.
I can't understand. I've done everything by the book.
But you have no emotion in this thing, man.
Logically.
Your agonizer, please.
Let's play a few other Star Trek clips for the Dead Man for this super chat. Thank you, Dead Man.
No bloody A, B, C, or D. Hello, computer.
Thank you again, the Dead Man. Yeah, it's just crazy how things go sometimes. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, Mark's is saying here, I really need to eat a hot dog at midnight. Thanks for that. Sorry about that, guys. Yep. And R2 is saying, have a great week, all. Yep. And Cats was a more entertaining movie than the Odyssey. Now, yeah, looking at now, Young Washington's done pretty well, right? Let me get this screen back up.
Yeah, it's supposedly doing pretty good.
$41 million, right? Obsession, of course, we know how well that did. Toy Story 5, you know, you would assume that was going to hit $1 billion, right? But let's see, it's
it's starting to slow down a little bit. But it's got Minions and Monsters has been keeping with it neck and look at it, like splitting the audience right there. Yeah.
Yep. And
then you got Moana on top of it. Yeah.
Mona, as Mark says, Moana. Sorry. Yeah, so that's your Utes here, right? Those are all the Utes going to see these movies, and then this is the adult film audience going to see the Odyssey, right? So
not to be confused with the adult film audience.
adult film audience, right? So that's the that split there. Yeah, so you've got 20 plus 30, right? So you've got about $50 million and 125 for the Odyssey. Yeah, so the Odyssey, that's a really good showing that first week, which is to be expected, right? That's not a surprise. But look at Supergirl, 1.5 million. How Supergirl's been out a month now, right?
That movie's going to have a hard time even hitting 100 million if it does. It's not going to, but yeah.
And I remember, as being such a massive comic book fan, I remember rooting for Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, and I'm a massive Daredevil fan. I'm like, it's got to make 100 million. It's got to make 100 million. It just crossed over $100 million. And that was back, that movie's pretty old now.
Well, that's the sad part is that $1 billion has become the new 100 million. And that's kind of what I was saying with R2 earlier is like, these movies are almost set up to fail now. Like it's almost an insurmountable thing to be able to make a profit on them. Like you have to make $1 billion, like how is that even possible?
Yeah.
Not everything is going to make that much money.
Yeah, so Supergirl it's $120 million now, but what an epic disaster that movie is. So I mean, you're not gonna. I wonder if you're even gonna see her in the Man of Tomorrow. They're gonna send her off to another red planet or red planet.
She died on her way to her home planet.
I mean, it's sad. I mean, as a comic book fan and fan of superhero movies, this is.
No, they almost have to have her in here. No, they almost have to have her in it just to justify this movie now.
I guess, right? Yeah, they're gonna keep her in it, but she's never. There ain't gonna be another Supergirl movie, right? You're not gonna get Supergirl Part 2. that ain't happening.
If anything,
so
this will be
that's
the last Supergirl we get in our lifetime, most likely.
probably, yeah. And the Helen Slater one is a disaster too.
And that's why I say that we've had, right? She's had 2 shots at the box office.
That movie was terrible. I just watched it within the last 6 months.
It's barely watchable.
Oh,
if it wasn't for Helen Slater, it's like pretty much unwatchable. Yes.
Oh, what a crazy!
And that is
story,
one thing I did maintain throughout the whole thing. As bad as Supergirl this version is, it's still a more cohesive and better film than the other one. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Yes, hands down, Helen Slater's 10 times better than Millie Alcock. That's not the argument here. That movie makes absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah, they cut out a lot of that movie.
Stupid shit in that movie. Like, if you see the director's cut, it's even more batshit crazy than the regular version.
Well, yeah, because they have the love potion in there, and then the first person you see, you fall in love with, and the stuff on Argo City is ridiculous. And
she just and it doesn't really explain how she can transform into her costume and her hair and all that. It's like,
yeah,
a lot of the stupid shit that's in like Superman 4 started there, it feels like, and some of the other shit later on with some of the really bad superhero crap. I mean, some of it started in Superman 2, don't get me wrong, but in Superman 3, but Superman 3 actually doesn't have as much goofy shit in it as people think. Yes, the humor's all in the Richard Pryor stuff. You don't have Superman with weird powers all of a sudden outside of, when he gets that weird kryptonite. But that's something like almost directly out of the comics, so it works. And that's why I argue Superman 3 is actually more comic booky movie than the rest of them. But yeah.
Well, let's play our friend Clobbering Times on. No, it's going to messed up our screen sharing. But we love Clobby, of course. So I think I have a clip of him.
I don't know if it's worse than Superman 4. That's a debatable. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, do I have the clip of? Let's see. Do the right thing. Let's see. I'm trying to find the clip.
I mean, at least with Superman 4, Christopher Reeve was trying to make a good movie out of it.
Yeah. I think this is a clip. Was it this one?
He's not sure.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, hauled away his garbage. I'm trying to find the clip where Clobby's talking about the Superman movies. Yep. So I thought I had that saved in here. Let's see. Was it this one? Sorry about that. Yeah.
RJ, if that's the only question you have about the 1984 Supergirl movie, then Jesus Christ, man. Like, that's one of the movie's least of its problems.
Thoughts on Cavill Superman? It probably might surprise you, Mark, but I really like Henry Cavill. And I hate Man of Steel. I hate the movie. And I hate the way Snyder did it and stuff. And I hate BVS. And as dumb and terrible as Justice League is, at least I think he got to play more like Superman and Superman more in character with that. So I like it. To me, man, Cavill in a good Superman movie, I would be all for it if he plays him right. And I think Cavill, good. He's the actors. You can't blame them for anything happened in the film story-wise. So I don't never blamed him. I always thought he was good. And he's also a really cool dude. One thing I love about Cavill is that I've seen him in interviews, people trying to bait him into attacking fans, and he wouldn't do it.
And I think one of the next clips, I think he says, he mentions, let's see, is it, maybe it's in this clip? Let's see. But he just mentions about, how bad the, here it is.
And here's the thing. A lot of people say that you react too strongly to Superman movies and stuff like that. I'm going, not really, because let's face it, for me personally, other than the first film in 1978, which I love, I'm highly critical of the second one. We on Superman 3 and 2. Oh my God. Superman Returns, Man of Steel. So really, yeah, it would not, if they do another clunker of a Superman movie, would anyone really be that surprised?
And God bless our friend Clobbering Times. Yeah, we all miss him. Yep. So I knew I had that clip there. Yeah, mentioned it. So yeah, there's a lot of Superman movies that aren't so good, right? And that Supergirl movie is just when I watched it, I kind of remember liking it a little bit as a kid, and I had you just hadn't watched it in years. I'm like, let me go back and watch this again. Like, wow.
I wonder what the original 105-minute cut was like, because I haven't seen it since it first came out. Like, for those who don't know, like, there's 3 or 4 different versions of this movie. We're talking about the original 84 Supergirl. There was the US cut, which was cut down to 105 minutes. Then there was the international cut, which was like 2 hours. And then there was like the UK cut, which was another like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that, or vice versa. One of those two. So there's like at least 3 or 4 different cuts of this movie. Plus then they did a director's cut, which had like all of the different stuff crammed into it. Like, and I have not seen the 105-minute cut since it was on video, because ever since then they've only released the international cut or whatever and the director's cut, and that's it. So you get the long version and then slightly longer version than that, and that's it. You don't get the cut down, because I'm wondering if that cut down version cuts out a lot of the batshit crazy shit. Because me too, like as a kid, I remember it being bad, but I don't remember it being that bad. Because then I didn't see it again until the DVD came out. Yeah. And like I said, ever since then, we've only gotten the director's cut and the international cut or whatever released on disc. And it's like, yeah, I don't know how much more of the batshit craziness was added back into the to those versions. Bad, but yeah.
And hail to the great Mr. Angel, the chef. And I don't know if you got here for the foodery section, but rewind a couple of minutes later if you want to see some good ribs. But hail to Mr. Angel, who's really good friend.
Because even the version that's on the Blu-ray now is the international cut. So yeah.
That's the international.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just Godzilla saying, yeah, at least Superman 4 is entertainingly bad. Yep. Nuclear Man was ridiculous, right? Yeah.
I mean, you can say that about the 84 Supergirl, unlike this one. See, that's the thing with this one. It's like there's enough of it there. Like there's a coherence of enough story. You get enough character stuff there, but it's just not an overall good movie, I guess is the best way to put it, right? Like it just you have all the right ingredients there. It just didn't cook right. I don't know how else to put it.
That's what did this Odyssey did not cook right for me. Yep.
Similarly,
yeah. But looking at getting back to the box office here, yeah. So Young Washington, 41 million, pretty good. Supergirl.
Did you see that one yet?
Epic. I haven't seen Young Washington yet. I definitely want to see that. Disclosure Day is epic failure too, I would say, right? I mean, that's
that movie. How did it make $100 million?
What did that do worldwide? Okay, so 234.
Oh wow!
So about even, but that's a massive disaster. No one I saw talked to that saw that movie like that.
It was just boring as fuck.
I mean, at least the Odyssey, I could see where people could argue that they would like the movie, right? You could see that, but it's based on that classic story, so they don't,
I don't think I met anybody who liked Disclosure Day, though.
No one, right? No one disclosed that they liked Disclosure Day.
I don't think anybody, I don't know if I ever talked to him, that liked it.
Yeah, so that's another big flop. But the other article I did want to show was Variety here. Let's share this tab. Hollywood bounces back. Gen Z surprise hits and more of Hollywood banking on a $10 billion year. So, of course, Michael is there. We've got Devil Wears Prada, Obsession, Toy Story.
I don't think Toy Story should be there. Nor, I'm not so sure about Devil Wears Prada either.
But,
because I get the point of the gist of what they're saying here, but I think that the reason that the things that the new generation are leaning into is their own things, right?
Yeah, Toy Story is a sequel, I guess is what we're saying.
It's your grandfather's franchise, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and hail to Oliver Belmonte. Thanks for joining us. So so let's see what this says here. So people are calling on his phone and cozying up to him like he could have gotten them inside Taylor Swift's wedding at the Madison Square Garden. But no, what they really want is a golden ticket to a preview of the Odyssey, Nolan's epic that was shot entirely in IMAX cameras. Yep. IMAX put opening weekend ticket sales on a full year in advance to sell them out in a matter of hours. Yeah. Smart marketing, right? Yep. I've gotten calls from people I haven't talked to in years, he says with a chuckle. It's pretty apparent the prospect of getting Odyssey tickets in IMAX has reunited me with old friends and made me new ones. Yep. So, Hollywood claws back. How we fell in love again with the movies. Thank God.
I think this is a little premature.
This is, but I think we have had some great hits here with.
They have, but I think they're muddying it up a little bit. That's the problem. Yeah.
Michael's, great story. But a lot of
But that is
sequels
done in a
too,
way that a
an
new
IP, right?
generation can embrace it, though. See, that's the difference, right? Like,
Right, yeah.
the things that they are embracing are stuff that may have been, but see, Michael's a little bit different than, you know, even Mario or Minions or Toy Story.
Yeah, popcorn is popping at concession stands, and moviegoers are shelling out extra consume the buttery goodness and collectible themed buckets or movie
How
cameras.
much longer
right?
is that fad going to last?
That's the fad's going to die. I think no one was buying those.
I think it's
Odyssey
already
buckets.
on borrowed time. Yeah,
and it was too expensive too. Like I bought the Supergirl cup.
well, and every
But,
time
yeah.
I've gone back to the theater now, I don't know how many times now it's been, at least 3 or 4 in a row, where they'll have whatever the last few movies were.
Yep.
They'll have the shit on clearance on a shelf, like all the extra shit they couldn't sell. Yeah.
Could someone take the Megan stuff, please? Right? Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. There's like Megan stuff, tons of Jurassic World shit.
Right. Yep. And they're too expensive too. That's the thing. Some of these
That are
you know,
just
like a $70
impractical.
both, yeah. But like if you told me, like, you know, back in the day, you go to the ball game, oh, you want a souvenir cup, it's an extra $5 or something, right?
Right.
So I can know, but these popcorn buckets are, you know, they're free, you know, $70 for this Odyssey one, right? Yeah.
That's just insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's just a big hunk of plastic. Let's be fucking real.
Yeah.
It's not much different than this type of shit we used to get in Happy Meals.
But it's smart.
Just a little bit bigger
smart
scale.
market.
But yeah, we're paying 10,000 times as much.
And the Dune one, I guess, kicked it off, right? That first Dune.
Dune was
that
kind
the
of it's a bellwether moment, but I would say, I'm trying to think. I don't know if that was the first one to
What
really
was
kick it off.
Was Ghostbusters before that with the
I'd say
Ecto 1?
Ghostbusters was the first one I really, really remember. I'm sure there was a few before that, but that's the first time I remember getting one. And the Batman was one where I didn't even like the movie, but the popcorn bucket looked cool enough to where I was like, okay, I gotta have that.
Oh, you got the Bat single popcorn bucket one. That
one
really
was for
awesome.
Batman Returns though, but yeah.
Okay, yep.
I just so happened that somebody picked that one up for me.
That was a cool one. Yep.
I think either Ghostbusters or something around that period must have been the first one. Because before that, all we would get was just themed cups and buckets. Because even the Dune bucket, you kind of, I even put an asterisk next to that one, because that one is one of those where they were kind of doing things like that for years up there, where you'd have like the tin or the cardboard or the plastic buckets. And then sometimes they'd have like a cool topper for them. But they would still just be themed, right? They wouldn't be like this. But the Ghostbusters
was an expensive thing to make. Yeah.
The Ghostbusters Ectomobile one, where it actually opened up and you put the popcorn in the thing. That's the first time I remember there being anything like this. But for some reason, somebody knows better in the chat. Please correct me.
I think it was the Dune one. I think the Dune was what kind of started the real craze. Like they were doing it, and I think once that one was successful, they're like,
that's the one that I felt like really sold out right away. You're right. You're right. And then because Deadpool was right around the same time. And that kind of played into the same kind of idea, and
And Mr. Angel saying $17 for a popcorn bucket. Holy cow, is a golden popcorn. Well, that's what the popcorn costs in the States for a large. Well, I'd say like 12 to.
I was gonna say you'll pay anywhere from $10 to $20 just for a regular bucket of popcorn.
Just for the popcorn, and then you've got to buy the special popcorn bucket, Mr.
That's
Angel.
where they fuck you. That's where they fuck you at the drive-thru, because you can't just buy the bucket.
Yep, you got to get the popcorn with it. Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, here's the catch. Yeah, the bucket's 30, 40, $50 as it is. Right.
Yeah,
so like that, let's take that $70 Odyssey bucket, but for instance, just to walk away from the counter, I bet you're going to be spending close to $100.
Oh yeah.
Because you got to pay for the bucket, then you got to pay for your popcorn that goes with it, which is usually a large popcorn. And then of course you can't just have popcorn without a drink, unless you're going to be some savage and drink fucking water.
Yeah. No, because then my wife was like, Maureen's like, I just want a small popcorn or medium popcorn. I'm like, it does. Well, the small is like a waste of money, right?
It kind of is. That's the shitty part.
It's so damn small, right? Like we have to get the medium.
Not much cheaper than the other ones, yeah.
But I pay for like the popcorn pass. I don't know, whatever the heck you want to call it at AMC. So I pay for that. And so I get like the large popcorn's like half price. And I get up there, I'm like, well, our friends, we want like 2 candies and we want 1 drink and 1 this. And the guy's like, well, if you get package number 5, it's $40, but you get 2 drinks and the large part, this and that. And and we're all like Maureen, like the whole time she's like, I don't want a large popcorn. I don't. I'm like, we can just share it. And then Chris, my buddy Chris, is like, Maureen, you're getting the large popcorn. Like it was cheaper to get the package deal.
Exactly.
With all the we were all laughing. But
well, if anything, I mean, in some places they'll be nice enough to give you another extra little bucket or cup that you can distribute the popcorn with. Yeah.
Well, so they gave her the big cup, the bladder buster, as we call them, and but she's like, I can just fill this up with popcorn, like
There you go. See.
But you go get the soda there. They give you like 50 ounces of soda for a 3-hour movie. I'm like, this is going to be dangerous. Yeah.
And that's the thing. They charge so much for the soda, they have to give you that much.
Right? So you can drink it down. Yep.
Because otherwise, like, they're charging you so much for soda. Like, and that's how I can't understand how they're not making more money than they are. Because not only that, their overhead has gone way down. Because, like, we were talking about this earlier about how the projectionists, you used to have projectionists, you used to have your ushers, you used to have your ticket people, you had your managers and your at the counter people at the food counter.
Yeah, you don't have to have people manning the ticket counter anymore. Really, you've got the machines, right, to buy your tickets, or you buy it ahead of time,
or they do it right at the concession stand. That's the word I was looking for before. Yeah,
and then we got just like one person letting everyone through at the entrance, right? And maybe if it's really crowded, they'll have 2 people or something. And Hail to Davina, and Buddy says, "Oh, I got R2D2 bucket for Rise of Skywalker." Was the first one he got. I don't remember
maybe
that one.
Maybe that was one of the earlier ones then.
Yeah. But
because I remember a Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker one that was just like the poster on the bucket, but like
that's what I got. And I remember Rogue One. You had these cool. There were 4 different popcorn buckets you can get, and that's when I went to the real IMAX too. I think I got that was one of the last IMAX movies I saw. Yep, before they tore that movie theater down around here. Yep. Yeah, and some theaters make more money on concession food and drinks and ticket sales.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Yeah, definitely, Davina. Yeah. Is that a popcorn machine hidden under your coat, sir? Yeah.
No,
I always bring in the water, like, and then it was funny because I saw the Odyssey on Thursday, and then we went Saturday. But I still had the water bottle, the water that I bought.
You savage.
And I'm like, I like half finished it, because I can't drink too much in a 3-hour movie. I'm like, well, I can just carry this in. And they're like, no, but you can't bring in something from the outside. I'm like, well, I bought this here. This is AMC water. It's okay. Yeah. So because they don't want you bringing it outside because the candy and stuff. I mean, everyone, a lot of people, I'm sure
they don't want you paying retail price for that.
Yeah, so a lot of people. My mom would always sneak in the candy. Yeah, that's for sure. Yep, and Buddy liked the Tron Ares light cycle.
Did your mom have a big theater purse too, like most moms did back then?
Yeah, the big theater purse. Yep. And And Oliver's mentioning birthday celebrities. Let's see, Tom Cruise is 64. Oh, that digger preview trailer looked pretty good. Mike Tyson 60, Jimmy Smith 71, Kevin Bacon 68. My God. Anthony Edwards, 64. The Hoff, 74. Feldman, 55. Harrison Ford, 84. I've been enjoying him in Shrinking, a really good Apple TV show. And Patrick Stewart is 86. My God, wow. But at least he got a new body, Patrick Stewart. Oh, no, that was just in the TV show. Yep. But, in your country, the theater cannot permit me to bring my own drinks and candy by law. Wow, I should move there. Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Yeah, people go smuggle liquor and outside food like teenagers care about searching people. Yeah, no one. I've never been stopped or anything like. What's that big thing in your pocket, sir?
Yeah, they don't want to deal with confrontation. Most cases, when I've complained about anything, they just give you a free pass. It's like, so you're not going to do anything. Well, yeah, Six, you missed it all. We talked about it for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
we are soccered the fuck out.
Yeah, damn it. I did watch that game, and I got to say, I'm like, I'm a huge soccer fan now, but it was kind of fun to, everyone going nuts about America, and there was something to it. And the Swiss almost beat the Argentinians. And, of course, I get up, I'm like, I gotta go to the little boys' room, right? So it's like, boom, goal. I'm like, I've been watching this mother effer game for like 2 hours plus. I go to take a break. and then they score the goal. It's like, come on, God damn it. Yep. But we can talk about soccer for another few more hours too. Yep, yep. But well, let's get back to this article. We'll finish up this article here. Yep. So some of the year's most unconventional stories are among the biggest successes: Project Hail Mary, Michael, of course, Obsession. Let's see. The film broke records after an unprecedented box office run, with second, third, and fourth weekends were larger than its debut. Talking about Obsession. Yep. So low-budget horror sensation that hails from 20-year-old YouTube creator Kane Parsons. Well, I've heard a lot of debate about the YouTube stuff, but
well, not only that, I hate it when they bring up horror films as like, oh, it's doing its back. No.
It's never.
Do you realize how many? Yeah, exactly. Do you realize how many shitty horror films come out and nobody talks about?
Right.
But like, yeah. So when one hits big, guess what? It makes $1,000 or 1,000% profit because it cost absolute fuck all to make. Like. Of course it's going to be a big deal. It's like the Blair Witch effect, right? Like it ebbs and flows. Yes, certain things come and go as far as horror go, but horror has always been there. It's been the mainstay forever.
Yeah.
And it has an audience that always goes to see them, or they'll give them a chance, or they'll at least give something a chance that most audiences won't. And then when you do have a success like this, that's why it's such a big deal. But it's kind of weird how they always kind of use that as an example when honestly, there's very few times where I'll bring up horror as an example because it is one of the worst examples to bring up for these kind of things. Because it's always going to have its own place.
Oh, horror has always had, it's always done well. Yep, yep. And what we need to happen has finally happened, says Michael, customer and CEO of popular dining chain Alamo Drafthouse, who's been in the news for bad reasons lately. There's not just a good pipeline of content, but a diverse balance within the slate. That's what we've been missing. So, of course, going back to COVID or whatever, the revenue, obviously tanked after that. Yep. 2 weekends after Odyssey comes Spider-Man Brand New Day, sequel to one of the biggest pandemic era films. Exhibitors are preparing for a champagne problem, making sure there are enough auditoriums to accommodate the crowds for two major tentpoles. But Spider-Man is going to,
I don't think you're going to have a problem.
No, I'm going to say, if you want to see Odyssey and IMAX, go see it next, now, because the Spider-Man.
Well, even still, I think Spider-Man's going to be fine without really any IMAXs. It's not really calling for it. It's not saying go see it in IMAX or anything like that. But I'm saying at the end of the day,
yeah. But what I was, if where I go to theaters, like whenever I go see it, it's in the IMAX or it's in the Dolby. Like the premium theaters are going to take over for the Odyssey. Spider-Man is just going to knock it out.
That's what I'm saying. But this is a thing that was kind of
funny.
You
don't have to, though.
We didn't get to it earlier, but I was going to bring it up. Like Chris over at Bleeding Fool has been kind of working on this on the side, where he's noticed that the only screenings for the Odyssey that are selling out are those IMAX screenings. Like a lot of the other showings are very few people to none.
Right?
Yeah. Like there was only 3 people in my screening, and it was a 7:00 on Thursday night showing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was the opening.
Yeah. I mean, sure, I'm in a little podunk town with, a population of like 5,000. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the only theater within 45-mile distance of most areas, to where it's like, if you're going to want to see it somewhere without having to drive to a big city, this is your shot. So, yeah, there's literally only 3 other people, a group of people of 3 that were interested in seeing it. So outside of the IMAX screenings, and then this is kind of where, R2 was saying earlier too, is like, there's some people who are like, yeah, if I can't see it in IMAX, I'm not going to go see it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. But Davina finally saw The Thing, 1982 movie, and loved it. Wow. So, that's one of the all-time great horror. I guess you consider horror films or sci-fi horror. I guess how would you classify The Thing? I guess sci-fi horror, maybe.
Yeah, it's a horror film.
Maybe would work for that. Yeah, but it's that is an all-time great movie, and that's something that would be awesome to see. See on the big screen as well, too, right? So, that's something that, and that movie, the end of that movie hits home really, really hard. Yeah, that's one of the great all-time endings, I think, in movies. Yeah, that's a tough one. Yep. So, not a happy ending, right? At the end of that one. Yeah. So, but here's the unless you saw this version,
it's clobbering time.
So thank you to AI for that's my new it's clobbering time clips there. Yep. AI animation there. Yeah. but the Thing would approve of the Thing movie too. Yep. And not scary at all though, since I'd already read the synopsis. Yeah, but the body horror in that one is scary. Yep. And yeah, we did talk about Emergency and Randolph Mantooth, aka Johnny Gage, the TV series Emergency. Yep, singer Bonnie Tyler and Sam Neill, Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park movies. Yeah, and I'd if you rewind Geekery, was it last weekend or 2 weeks ago? Well, we did talk about Randolph Mantooth. I loved Emergency. Yep. And Mr. Angel's headed out to get breakfast. Have a great day, Mr. Angel. Thank you for stopping by. Yep. So getting back to this article, the reversal of fortune came when movies were getting pushed to the fringes of cultural conversation. The growing sense of Wall Street and the studios that couldn't compete with Netflix and YouTube. Remember that? Yeah, movie theaters were going to die. So I think we're seeing like an equilibrium here. Things are coming back, and I think when Hollywood gives us the right movies, people still want to go to the theater. I think so. They're just this article, not to read every line, but they're just talking about how Gen Z and millennials saw at least one movie in the cinema in the last 12 months compared to 70% of Gen Xers and 58% of baby boomers. So they think they're coming back. So, and of course, they talked about Fuqua said, was thrilled when he attended screenings of the Michael Jackson biopic and watched the crowd groove with the King of Pop, like Tom did. Yep. It made me feel like audience had found the joy in going to movies again. I remember going to Star Wars and Jaws with my father. I didn't get to see Jaws, but I did see Star Wars with my dad. Everyone talked about them in school and over the summer. Yeah, that was a big deal, right? If nothing else, the summer is showing us that people still yearn for that connective experience, and that was a big deal. Seeing Star Wars in the movie theater. Like I'm one of the cool kids now. I saw Star Wars. Yep. Yeah, Davina is saying, they pushed for a happy ending, but Carpenter stuck with his decision, which was the right decision. Yep. And the original is really good too, worth watching. Yep. Of The Thing. Yep. What's the name of the original? The Thing. I'm forgetting the name of the original 50s movie. Someone in the chat will help us out here, I'm sure. Yep. That The Thing was a remake of. Yep. It took a long time for business to rebound. After the COVID lockdowns, people avoided their local cinemas, afraid of contracting the deadly virus.
I think it's just called The Thing.
I think, was it The Thing? It was.
The original. I'd say the story I think it's based on is called from that. Maybe it's got a subtitle, but the title, the opening title, is almost exactly the same between the two.
Yeah, Godzilla's saying "Thing from Another World," and Caleb is saying "Thing from Outer Space." Let's see. Thing movie original title. It was it was the 50s, wasn't it? Or was it the 60s? Maybe it was the 60s, I think. Yeah, let's see. Thing from Another World was a book, I guess, right? 1951 American black fiction science.
I thought it was just called Howard Hawks' The Thing, but maybe it was. I don't know.
Well, the subtext is from another world, I guess. Yeah. So here's the. Yep. Yeah. So Thing from Another World. Yep. Howard Hawks. Yep. Astounding movie. Yep. So, but thank you for that. Yep. But so basically, you're right. Yeah. Probably the it comes up. Yeah. On the screen there. Yep. So so this article mentions Spidey No Way Home, Maverick were huge hits, and then they're talking about Barbenheimer. No more as a simultaneous 2023 releases of Oppenheimer.
See, and those are bad examples because those movies were big hits not just because of the Zoomers going, it was because of everybody going. Kind of like this, right?
Yeah, everyone wanted to see Oppenheimer, right? We lost momentum. We shut down production. We actually shut down marketing, promotion. Actors couldn't talk about it. I think they're blaming the vid for a little bit too much in this article, but I think movies like Project Hail Mary and
that's a good example.
Yeah, something brand new, right? Yeah. The recent failure of Supergirl, which startlingly earthbound with 115 million worldwide against 170 million budget, signals the superheroes movies are no longer the most popular game in town. Yes, Spidey, Brand New Day, and Avengers Doomsday will be juggernauts, but their future heroes but they have future heroes who are household names. Films that center on lesser-known comic book protagonists like last year's Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four's Bad Steps are failing.
Oh, they're giving the F4 a pass like a motherfucker there.
Right, yeah, draw crowds. Yeah, right. Yeah.
You want to pretend the Fantastic Four isn't one of the most well-known comic book bullshit? Bullshit variety. Fuck you. I can understand the Thunderbolts. I'll give you the Thunderbolts. But you're glazing hardcore for Mr. Fantastic Four there. Nuh-uh.
It's clobbering time.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know exactly. Yeah. Fantastic Four is the birth of the Marvel Universe. So
give me a fucking break, variety.
And they've had movies, and they've had two big, huge Fox movies before too. So yeah, they had Thunderbolts. Yeah, T-Bolts are
they're not very well known. My ass.
Yeah. The T-Bolts, yes, are not well known, but not.
No, but I mean Fantastic Four. My ass. Yeah. Oh no, we don't. Nobody knows who they are.
Yeah. And there's Odysseus' son. I guess he's playing this new spider god, I think, in this new movie, right? I hope they don't tie in the freaking that whole storyline with Spider-Man, which I hated, where there's a Spidey totem, and
that's what everybody says. Yeah,
that was and that kind of Spider-Girl. Spider-Girl kind of did that with that terrible movie, but that was that character that was in that with the Great Weaver and all this stuff. So yeah, Spider-Man is not it's Ezekiel, that whole Ezekiel. Oh, I hated that storyline. I can't remember who wrote that. If that was that
we can hope that it's mainly just they want the name, maybe, because it just happens to kind of go with their scheme. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, or when he's growing extra arms or whatever. Like they did have that in the comics where Spider-Man grew extra arms. Yeah. I like, and Godzilla liked the spider totem stuff. JMS wrote it. Yeah, I just didn't like. I just like him being an accident there, not being tied to the spiders. But
RJ, you are literally the first person I've seen say that or heard say that.
Yeah.
Every time this movie comes up, what Mark just said, I hear everybody say who's aware of that. They hate that story.
The Ezekiel storyline. Yeah, the art is really good by John Romita Jr. Yeah, but
in fact, I think Flash said the exact same shit, almost word for word.
What did I just say?
Nick has said almost the exact same shit you've said word for word. Like I've heard it so many times now. I'm aware of it. I've never read it.
You never read it, yeah.
And I don't know much about it other than just the stuff that you kind of mentioned a little bit. But so I just know it's notoriously bad or whatever. Yeah.
So, Caleb said, "Yeah, how is Marvel's family not well known yet?" Yeah,
right.
But one thing that I really like the Superior Spider-Man storyline, and most people hated that one. So I'll throw that one out there. Yeah. And
he's being clear. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I don't like what Slott did with the whole totem set. What Slott did with yeah. Damn Slott who banned me. Yep. From Twitter. Yeah, blocked me.
Was he one of your arch enemies?
Well, he blocked me, yeah, and for nothing. I think I liked a comment where someone was telling him to F off. I think when he had
basically when you could see what people were liking before
back then, and that whole the fan content when he was attacking fans, and I just can't stand that, attacking the fans. Yeah, just defend your work, or don't attack the fans, right? Yeah, Mandalorian and Grogu, lowest earning of the franchise with 340. Masters of the Universe, which Tom and I both loved, tapped out at 112 million and cost a staggering 250 million. Yeah, I didn't even mention Masters of the Universe. Yeah, what are they up? That's how low that movie ended up. Oh wow, is that even out of? It's still out of the movie theaters now. Oh, I guess it's totally out. They're not even listing it as the weekend. Masters is totally out.
Yeah, it's been out of the game for a while.
Wow. So, but even Supergirl is in there, but. Holy shit. So what did it last in theaters? 3 weeks?
Yeah. Well, I hate giving Motu the excuse, but really, and this is why there's a plausibility of sequels happening, is that the theatrical release of this was more or less an advertisement for Amazon Prime or MGM streaming or what have you. So,
yeah. Wow. So that how many? Yeah, that made it. How many weeks was it out? Look at domestic,
3 or 4.
$113
They
million.
pulled it after a couple of weeks. Yeah.
So it was pulled then. Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean,
you know,
because
I'm
making
looking
any money.
Yeah, no, but I'm looking at the other box office for the weekend, and yeah, it was out for 42 days. So
what I mean, it might still be at some theaters, but basically what that means is it's either making not making enough money where it even registers to get reported, and or
$24,000.
Amazon just has quit reporting whatever the box office is for the weekend because it's that embarrassing. But either way, it's not great. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really basically pulled after a month. It looks like, then
Supergirl's gonna have a similar fate. So
yeah, they're just gonna because the exhibitors don't want to have it in the movie theater too, right? Yeah,
and I'm sure by the next 2 weeks you'll see Motu and Supergirl drop on VOD and
yeah. So, but yeah, it's just let's
in fact,
go back.
I think I heard that Masters of the Universe was supposed to be out either this last week or coming up this week or whatever. I haven't looked to see if it is or not, but
on VOD, pay, right? Yeah. So let's just always skip to the end.
Supergirl's supposed to be coming soon too. So
yeah, they got to salvage whatever money they can make on it, but they don't make much on VOD these days anyway.
Actually, they do kind of, and that's what I was getting at earlier. Is like they do, but they don't. It's like they're. It's basically the equivalent of a drug addict overlooking a better deal just to get a quick fix. Does that make sense? Like, because they used to have this prolonged, like, you had your original theatrical window, you had your discounted theatrical window, your home video and pay-per-view window, and then you had your cable, HBO Showtime window, then you had your network premiere window, and all those things were another revenue stop for a film. And they bypassed all those other revenues to just get to video on demand now. So to them, it's worth more to pull a movie after 3-4 weeks because, like we were saying before, the theaters are already making the lion's share of the box office anyway, if it's even making that much. So to them, it's more incentive to pull it from the box office. And yes, they make more money up front than they do off of like video sales, like if it was Blu-rays and 4Ks and whatnot and DVDs, because it costs more to make those. But those will be on a shelf a lot longer and have a lot more of a life if they were actually selling them in stores, unlike they don't. Like, that's the problem is like, you can't find them anymore. So most people, it's just out of necessity, go with the streaming version. But they make so much money off of those in comparison because there's no overhead there. All that's there is the storage fees and whatever fee they have to pay, either
it doesn't
Voodoo,
cost
Amazon,
much, right? Yeah,
exactly. And they keep like probably a small percentage of each sale. So at the end of the day, they're clearing 20, 30, anywhere between $20 to $25 for that $29.99 sale that you're buying on, Amazon or Fandango, wherever you get your Apple or wherever you get your digital movies from. So that's a problem. It's like, we're seeing this nice fat check here, but you're foregoing all these other revenue streams for that. And that's a problem. So like, yes, up front, it can make them some money, but it's at the cost of other things. So.
And they killed off the they killed off the physical media too, right? So that used to be a massive movies could become hits on physical media, DVD sales. Some movies didn't make money in the box office and became massive hits later on DVD, and that money they thought the streaming was the answer, and oops, maybe we shouldn't have gotten rid of that revenue stream. Oh, and Oliver's got a question here. Favorite one-liner quote? I do have some RoboCop quotes here.
Everybody likes, I'd buy that for $1.
Right?
Your move, creep.
That's another good one. I think my favorite one is, though, you burnt the money! You burnt the fucking money! And the other favorite one is, the Tigers play tonight, and I never miss a game. You can tell I love Kurtwood Smith in that movie.
Yeah, he's great.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
There's some
and Kurtwood's actually kind of a neighbor, so like he grew up really close to where I'm from.
Oh yeah,
so literally like 30 miles away from where I grew up. Yeah.
that opening scene where Ed 209 is going nuts. Like there's some great lines in that.
Somebody call a paramedic. Yeah.
Yeah, call a paramedic. Yeah. And then Dick, you're fired, right?
Yeah, Dick, you're fired. Thank you.
Yeah. That's a classic. Yeah. And we've got Dude Bro here on Rumble, of course. And Toback says Skippy Clippy, or damn Skippy Clippy. Hey, Toback on Rumble, the Rumble side. Much appreciated, guys. Yep. And Tom, yeah, I'll buy that for $1. And I think some people don't even know that's from RoboCop. I think that's gone to the lexicon so much too. I wonder if people hear
which
that.
is funny because what if it's actually supposed to be like it's making fun of those catchphrases, right?
Yeah, it's a
From
commercial within a commercial. Yeah, because they're looking at the TV screen. It's
it's from a sitcom. Yeah, and that's the whole thing is he's always surrounded by these girls, and his catchphrase is, "Well, I'd buy that for $1." Yeah. There's a bunch of deleted scenes with it too, or it's like a commercial thing or something like you said. So like, yeah, it's all throughout the movie.
It's an in-universe thing. Yeah, it's an
but it actually became the thing it's making fun of. Is kind of my point. But
yeah. So let's hit to the last two paragraphs of this article here. Said the popular of these films is set up a mad hunt to unearth the next Parsons or Barker. That's the obsession. Independent movies, or small movies. Yep. In recent weeks, studios and producers have announced a wave of projects rooted in the internet, including a movie based on the creepy digital phenomenon Siren Head and a big screen version of the YouTube series Mandela Catalog that will be produced by Steven Spielberg. But Blum isn't sure the scramble is wise. It's not just about finding people who are popular on YouTube or TikTok and throwing a bunch of money at them, he says. The directors of Backroom Obsession toiled over their scripts for years. You can't rush things. The movies have to be good, and that takes time and effort. So I thought that was really well said in that last.
Because that's something that we've talked about a lot on the morning show and a few other places I've been to, is where it's like, is YouTube going to be the next plateau for all these new people? I said no, we need more than an obsession. We need a few other films,
right?
We need more than horror films, especially, right? It's got to be. We need a Clerks and a Pulp Fiction and a few other things to kind of show me, like, this is the next place where they're going to come from. But otherwise,
just because and YouTube is just the, as much as I love being on YouTube, it's just the latest medium, and you have, that Super 8 movie, with, the Steven Spielbergs. You all had friends there were a couple, like one or two kids who like were into movies and had like their own little projector, and their dad had like a dark room in their house, and or they were into it on their own, but it was a really niche thing where you were really into it. And like my brother-in-law was really into making little like mini movies, and his friend, and he put some of them on YouTube. They're really fun, and they like made their own version of Jaws. I think I've shown you some of those, Tom. My buddy's friend Rob. Yeah, I don't know if you remember exactly, but like home fun movies. But now,
right,
like anyone with an iPhone, you kind of can make your own movie, but that doesn't mean everyone's gonna be a Spielberg. It's just those guys that love films like Spielberg, or were really into it. It just
you have to have some talent first of all, right? Like you have to be good at it. There's just so much more than just, because otherwise everybody be doing it already.
Right.
Because you're right. It's so easy to, the
tech is easy now, but not the creativity.
I wish I was younger and I had access to the shit I have access to now, because I may have been able to do something, but I'm so old now, nobody gives a shit. So like, that's the problem. But maybe someday I will write something or do something that goes somewhere. Who fucking knows? I don't want to count it out, but it feels like the older I get, the less of a chance I have of finding that. But it's just, look, if you're good enough, you'll find a way, right? Like,
but it's the talent that goes.
The biggest hurdle for anybody right now is just being able to be plugged into the type of system that Hollywood has for advertising. Because even a lot of the most famous independent quotation films that we think about when we think of independent films, they aren't as independent as you'd think. There's really only some that are truly indie films at the end of the day that you could actually say they qualify, right? that were actually produced without a studio behind them, made with their own money or invested, with standard investors, not like studio backed investors. And yeah, maybe the movie got picked up by a studio after the fact. There's only a handful of those, but otherwise, like, a lot of people consider certain movies that aren't really as indie as you'd think they are. But look, I'm happy. I love seeing things like Backrooms and Obsessions happen. I love seeing that, but we need a Clerks, we need a Pulp Fiction, we need something more than this. We need something that's going to capture people on a level much higher in a different place than horror films. And Markiplier, the thing he did, that might be a start of a new thing, but did that really reach beyond his audience? I guess is the real question. Because I mean, unless you have a big enough following, like a Critical Drinker or something like that, to where maybe he could put out a movie or whatever, which I think he is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe that'll go somewhere because he's got a big enough audience and a big enough. He doesn't need the system.
You got that built-in audience. Yeah.
He doesn't need the advertising machine, exactly.
But it's not always. It's not a guarantee, right? So that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, we're both saying the same thing in a way where it's a lot easier to make a movie now, but you need that skill.
Yes.
To be able to make a movie and that vision and how to tell a story. And it's just not something that's.
Well, I almost feel like that making film with digital now, and again, I'm not trying to dump on digital or anything like that, but I feel like it has fundamentally changed filmmaking so much that a lot of the craft has gone out the window because you can afford to do it so cheaply now, to where, when it used to be about shooting something on actual film and having to get your hands on the camera and the equipment and all that business. It's like, so when you finally rolled cameras, you made sure that what you were shooting was what you were shooting, right? Like, I almost feel like a lot of films nowadays almost feel like they're just kind of lackadaisically put together in the cutting room more than they're actually put together before they go before the camera. And that might be a part of the problem, because a lot of times, even when they yell, action and cut, they don't really have to, because there's nothing to cut or say action to other than the scene going on itself, because they're not actually stopping the shooting. Like, from the moment they start, from the end of the day, they're just shooting digital footage on all the cameras that are constantly running. Like, that's why on that Rust set thing, even though it was a rehearsal, that's why there's like 3 or 4 different camera angles, because they have, like I said, they have that shit running all the time now, because there's no reason not to.
Right.
But to me, it almost makes it feel like you're not planning enough in ahead, to where that's why I feel like there isn't a good vision anymore. Like, it's really tough to find a movie that says, okay, this guy's got a good vision and he knew what he was doing going into this. Like Godzilla, right? Is one of the last ones that I can remember more recently where you could clearly tell this guy knew what he wanted to do going into it, and there was nobody who was going to compromise his vision. And Tarantino's one of the few other guys out there right now. Nolan is one of the few other guys out there who can kind of do that. And that's kind of why I'm holding him to a standard I wouldn't normally hold any. Like, to be honest with you, with the whole Odyssey thing, I would probably be a lot more lenient with it had I known it was a made by committee movie or something like that, because that's the problem. A lot of this falls on Nolan's shoulders. He's got the carte blanche. He's got the power. He can say, no, I don't want to do this, or yes, I want to do that, and you're not going to stop me. See, he's not like a lot of these other people. Like, I remember with Denis Villeneuve, who now has more carte blanche, but before, when he was making the first Dune, I mean, we had heard that a lot of the race swap casting came down because they said, if you don't gender and race swap certain characters, we're going to do it for you. So he, from what we heard, chose to do it to characters that had the least amount of effect on the story. And this was actually confirmed later on in so many ways by things that were said by him and others. So yeah, so like, at the end of the day, somebody like Nolan has the kind of power. Steven Spielberg used to have that kind of power.
Yeah,
I think he still does to a point, but
trouble in River City. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's still Spielberg. Yeah, but he doesn't. They might be.
But even Scorsese
doesn't
have the power like he used to, right? Like, I mean, he's got to settle for making movies for like Netflix and shit if he wants to make the kind of movies he wants to make.
Yeah, what was that big? What was the last the gangster epic called? Scorsese's the Irishman.
The Irishman, and then he did I think that's the last.
That was terrible. That was terrible. I couldn't stand it.
It wasn't very good, no. And neither was his Flower Moon movie either.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if he's done another one since then or not. I don't think he has.
But The Irishman, there was all that hype, and there wasn't like a 4-hour movie. I'm like,
it was all right, and it kind of reminds me of this, right? Like it was good for a movie,
bad,
but you have higher expectations for somebody like Scorsese.
Yeah, and
he's too overindulgent in it. Yeah,
and the de-aging De Niro, and then like De Niro's fighting someone, and I mean, you just can't move the same way. So like he was de-aged, but fighting like an 80-year-old man. You know,
right?
It's like
that was something that stuck out like a sore thumb. You're right.
Yeah. So like you got to put have just an older kid, and then put his body, put his face on him. I guess if you're gonna do something like that, right? That you just can't walk around, the same way. And 6 says, I just went to lunch, so you and Tom have to talk for another 30 minutes.
And I kind of blast De Niro for this, and I don't know if because it was probably not his idea, but at the same time, I'm sure he had some play in it. Because to me, this is normally a situation where you just have another actor play a young version of them, right?
Yeah. And then you play yourself as an older person, yeah.
Yeah, because De Niro, that's how he got started.
And Godfather, right?
Yeah, he played the young Don Corleone. Like, people forget that. It's like, why in the world do we have, because there's like 3 or 4 actors I could probably think of that could have played him at different stages of this movie that would have been like, yeah, okay, that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, to me, like, why are we doing this? Like, you're right, 100%, because that's the one thing I didn't really care for the movie outside of it's just overindulgent running time. Because I'm sitting here going, Scorsese should have done like a theatrical cut, and then this just be the extended cut.
Yeah, if you want to watch it, you can.
Yeah, because this is a little overindulgent.
Wasn't it just on Netflix, that one? Or,
yes, but it's almost 4 hours long or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's why, because they refused. No studio would release the movie at the length he wanted to release it, or whatever it was. So
and they were right about that too. Yeah.
In this case, I got to agree, because I mean, it's not. Again, I don't want to blast it as his worst film, because honestly, I hate a couple of his other movies more. But it's like one of those kind of like your kind of your own worst enemy in this case, kind of thing. Yeah. The same thing with the Flower Moon movie. Because it's like nobody's stopping him from making it. He made that movie on his own, and it's probably better than the other one, but The Irishman. But it's still very much in that woke kind of like leaning into territory. But
yeah,
I don't know if you've seen that one or not. But
no, I haven't seen that one. No. And I put a comment up, but I couldn't. My eyes, I couldn't read it. Toe back, but so no goddess or siren. Yeah,
I like Tiger Strip's little joke here.
Yeah. There was no nudity in the Odyssey. Yep. I saw The Irishman on TV, but what I saw was pretty good. I was impressed that it was.
How can you do a Greek mythology without any nudity? Sorry.
Yeah, well, this is the joke. Clash of the Titans. We went in '81. I think I told this earlier in the tonight when it was my birthday party in 1981. Of course, back then when you take everyone to see the movie theater, right? And all my buddies are there, and then the priestess walks out. The girl comes out as topless there, and but it wasn't a sexual scene, so I guess that's allowed in a PG movie. So my mom, remember, her arms like shot out, like trying to cover all the boys' eyes up, and we're all ducking. You're like, remember when your mom went nuts, and she had to apologize to other moms. I'm like, I'm very sorry, I didn't know there was any nudity. It was a PG movie. Don't know what happened, and all my friends they're all very happy, right? No one was upset except some of the moms, laughing about it. Yeah.
That was some boys' first time with full frontal nudity.
Well, it was just the boobs. It was just boobs.
I thought it showed bush too.
No, it was just boobs.
When they were walking on the beach, I thought it did.
No, it was just boobs.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering it. Okay.
I wouldn't have rewound the scene 100 times to check.
You probably have seen it more than I have. That's true.
But the joke was.
I mean, I love Clash of the Titans. Don't get me wrong.
It was a PG movie, so we're all
To be fair, most of the time I've seen it though was off of TV, so they didn't even have the nudity. So when I did see the nudity, it was like the first time in school. Was when they showed it for a class, for one of our mythology classes or whatever. I can't remember if it was English or history, but
yeah, it was. It was really funny.
And I remember the teacher going, "No, I don't want everybody, all the hoots and hollering and blah blah blah," because we had to sign. Had the teacher.
You had to sign a waiver.
The parents had to sign, and yeah.
Well, Europe is much much more libertarian there.
Yeah, Caleb, I did watch a different Titans movie. There was a lot of greased up men.
Yeah. Just boobs. Mark admits to being an ass man.
That's true.
Well, it was the other funny story I was telling last night, because we had to keep going for 6 here.
Yeah.
Was I don't know how I got on this subject with we're out at dinner, but something came up with like, oh, because of something with nudity in movies. And I'm like, Maureen, remember the time that all the girls went to the video store and it was a bachelor party for like my friend and the girl? They did both the bachelor and bachelorette party the same night. So the girls went to the video store back then when you had video stores, and they're like, well, let's get a couple of adult films like the Odyssey, and we'll buy the adult films that have all cute guys on the cover, right? So
shit, I can see where this is going.
You know where this is going. So then we get cover your ears. So then we get the guys get back, and the girls are all like, we want to watch an adult film with you guys. Well, they used another word, but like the Odyssey. And come on, sit down. We're gonna put this movie in. So we're like, oh my, we're like, what's going on here? How's this happening, right? So I'll get around, and they put the movie on. I'll never forget. And there's a guy in the classroom like, oh, this hot girl's gonna come out, hot for teacher. And it's another guy, and then stuff starts happening, and I'm like, I didn't think you could do it that way.
That was the giveaway. As soon as you said cute men.
Where's it going? Yeah. Well, it's just I didn't appreciate where it went. I was laughing at where it went, and the girls were all hysterical, laughing, and because they rented like 4 or 5 like gay porn movies and had no idea.
Of course,
they had never rented an adult film before, like the Odyssey.
Here's a tip, ladies: if the guy looks like Mario, then it's a real straight porn. If the guy looks too cute, then it's gay.
Yeah, so that was just one of those fun. We were talking about that last night. Yeah, so that was pretty funny, and the girls they always got a laugh, a good laugh at that one. They're like, because we're all like, no, this can't be happening, right? The girls actually want to watch one of these movies.
I think they set your asses up. They knew exactly what they got.
They set us up. Yeah, they got us good. Yeah,
they knew exactly what they did.
Yeah. So this is my getting back to a more serious subject. This is my sorry, Rob, for this intro here, but this is Rob from Splat Pictures. This is my brother-in-law's one of his good buddies, and he was the guy we were talking about who had that 8mm movie camera and went to film school with my brother-in-law, and they'd make all kind of home movies or low budget movies. So he works out in Hollywood, and he's got like a big horror niche. So these are some of the people that he's interviewed. So makeup, Mike Marino. So if you're a horror person, you would know all these people. Of course, Greg Nicotero, really cool, amazing makeup artist. Walking Dead, love of A Creature from the Black Lagoon. And that was Paul had sent me some pictures that I can't show because it was like behind the scenes stuff that Rob had sent, and like I noticed the console, the Jupiter 2, and I was showing Maureen, and Paul, I'm like, my God, he's got the console for the Jupiter 2, and they're like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Lost in Space, the Jupiter. What? Like, how could you tell that from that
fucking
little
nerd?
section? Like, fucking nerd. So I asked him. He's like, yes, he does have one of the original consoles which makes sense. Greg would have that from the Jupiter 2 from Lost in Space. But they're like, how can you tell that? I'm like, let me see some other pictures, and they're going back and forth. I'm like, what? And then I'm showing like real pictures. And I remember showing it to Clobbering Times. You got a big kick out of it, but yeah. So there's just some of the people that he's interviewed, and he does a lot of work for the movie.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Yeah. he does a lot of work for TMZ, and then horror films, and let's see, what's this? Letters from Hollywood. So he's got his own little independent Turner Classic Movies. He does a lot of stuff for them, like those interludes, like when they'll interview someone. So here's Restoring the Shark from Jaws. So he worked on that, which I know you would love. Yep.
I think I've seen that actual documentary. Yeah. So he worked on that one. Yep. So Perfect Eating Machine. Yep. So really fun. Yeah. So this is So this is Film Threat.
Oh, this is funny how this is filmed through has this up. Yep. So documentary ever popular 70s home movie format screen. Yeah. Now streaming on Super 8 Days. Yep. So that's Rob's and that's him with the Super 8 camera like we're talking about, right? Filming that stuff. Yep. So
Yeah.
making those home movies when you were a kid. Yep. So that's a lot of. Let's see if I can find one of his old. I know. Let's see if I can find one of his videos here on YouTube to show. Let's see if I can find splat pictures. Let's see if he's got. I don't know if it's under his name. I think he had some of them up. Let's see. Like he did a Star Trek and a Jaws one. Yep. Well, here I'll just show the trailer here. Yeah. So he's got. I think I've shown this before, but let's share this. And the funny thing, this is one of my brother-in-law's good friends, and we both grew up in the same town. Oh, I got to share the audio here. Let's see. Let me stop sharing. Share screen. There we go. We want to share this audio here. Yep.
We're going to make a movie.
So they made Jaws. Yeah.
We're going to do Jaws.
Yeah.
That actually looked pretty good.
70s, I got a Super 8 movie camera. And with a little
So
growing up in
when
I was a kid growing up
that's
in the 70s, I got a Super 8 movie kid growing up in the 70s.
Why are we on loop?
Oh, no, I was just going to try back. So that's Rob there. I think it was my brother-in-law in this one. I'm trying to catch because I think my brother-in-law's it, but this is them as kids. I was trying to stop it at the right spot, but I don't think that's not him there. I thought that was my brother-in-law.
I got a Super 8 movie camera, and with a little imagination and some help from my friends, we made a movie every month. As with every Bond film, there's a very stylized main title sequence.
Double exposure.
I had my grandfather out of styrofoam. Step aside, kids. Oh my God. I wasn't an actor until Rob got that camera. These films are only about 3 minutes each. Smile, you son of a... If you ran out of film, you pretty much ran out of luck.
Yeah, that would be yeah.
Hey, look out!
I'm gonna have to check that out.
That's pretty good. Let me catch the credit.
Hey, look out!
Let's see who was the credits on this. Yeah, that's Rob Hampton. Yeah. Let's see. Well, my brother-in-law is probably in some of those clips there. Yeah, but yeah. So check out Super 8 Days, right? But that's fun stuff when you you had to really work at making a movie, right? You had to have a lot of creativity and your own special effects and everything else. Yeah, you couldn't just have AI do stuff for you, right? So not that AI is inherently bad in terms of using it as a tool, but you really had to work at it, right? It wasn't easy. It wasn't given to you. Yep. So check that out. Yep. So fun stuff. Yep. So excuse me, I had to hit the cough button there. But all right, did we go on long enough for Six's lunch, or do we have to keep going, Six? Let's see. No, it's great having Six here and hanging out with us during her lunch break. Appreciate that, and also thank you, Six, for giving all those memberships tonight. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. And let's see here. Let's start thanking people tonight, and then if we have another subject that pops up, but. Let me grab our list of channel members here. I want to thank all the people that make all the wonderful toys possible that we get to show on this Geekery. Let me get our list of, let's see your members. I can't play that video anymore that I did thanking the members because it keeps getting copyright claimed. Damn YouTube. So I got to redo that clip. But let's do see your members here, and let's download. Well, we've got 100 members right now, so I can't read them all. But let's thank everyone in the chat that was here tonight. Let me download this file first quickly, so I have all the members saved there. So all right here, let me save that. Okay, so let's check on the vertical side tonight. Our top fans: we had Corey, Tomahawk, Handled, Brick, Back to the Future fan Hoskins, Midnight's Edge After Dark, Stream Element Spot, Mr. Angel, and Louis Diaz. So thank you for being there on the vertical skinny side. And on the top fans on our regular horizontal side, we had The Real Headcase, Claude, Tomahawk, Real Dragon, D Bud, Marks 47, Sashi, Dadman Walking, and shout out to the Dadman clan right now. Prayers for your mom, Dadman. Gen X Guy, Tim, Crimlon, Corey, Davina, Milk Toast, Eclay, Oliver, Jamie, Keely Chow, that Midnight's Edge After Dark guy, Phantom Outsider, Professor R2, Tiger Stripes, Brian Parth, Power Ranger Donnie, Buddy Hepburn, Courtney, Darth Plato, Admiral Teague, Six, RJ Godzilla, Cabe Levine, the Stream Element Spot, Deadman, and Putin, the #1 fan. Thank you. And of course, we had some wonderful super chats as well tonight. So thank you to the Deadman who donated $4 tonight. Thank you so much. And of course, Six again with a wonderful gift of 10 memberships. So thank you to Six. And of course, we do have we've got a lot of new icons in the chat. Thanks to everyone. So let's throw those some of those in there. And appreciate Tom being here, hanging out, talking more Odyssey, right? So, Tom, are you Odyssey'd out? Are we?
I'm sure there's another week of it to go, but
yeah, it's been good it's been good to a good subject matter, I think, and get your Cliff Notes for $5 and read all about it. But no, I think like I got the was listening to the audiobook, Ian McKellen. What a great voice, Ian McKellen. He's reading the Odyssey, and you can really see why that works as an audio, poetry, spoken word. It's really not meant to be read. It's meant to be performed. So I was kind of getting into it. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if I have time to listen to the whole thing, but yeah, it was really great. So thank you for being here, Tom. And yeah, I don't know. I can't recommend going to see it, but if your curiosity is piqued, go check it out. Decide for yourself, but bring your eargasm earplugs if you go to a loud theater. So thank you for Price of Reason for reminding me to. I've never had to bring those to a movie theater before, so that was crazy. So and of course Tom's channel is back. So let me post that in the link. So how many sub? Yeah, how many sub are you getting? I hope people are subbing to you pretty quickly again. Let's get that link in the chat. Oh, I got to add you to the Stream Elements again too. So let me throw that in there. So your Midnight's Edge After Dark 2 is the correct channel, right? Yep.
Oh, we're at 512 subs.
Awesome. Yep. So I believe that's the right. I believe that's the right link there, right? Yeah, with the two at the end, right? Yep. Let me make sure I put the right. I have a file where I save everyone's link, but let me double check that's the right. Oh, I spelled that wrong. What did I do there? I thought I had a 2 after it. What happened there? Let's see. I boomered Tom's freaking channel. Let's see. You have it throw in there, Tom, or what did I spell wrong?
I should be able to. I don't know. Hang on.
What did I thought I had that right. Let's see. Midnight's Edge After Dark 2, right? Wouldn't have a 2. Let's see. Here we go. Because the old channel's still up.
Is it because you have the capitals in it?
Maybe because I had the capitals in it? Let's see. Let me fix that. So here we go. Let me put this in. Yeah, maybe it was the capitals. That's yeah. Oh, you got it, Tom. Okay, let me fix it in my list here. Could it just be capital letters? I don't know. Okay, well we got it. We got the right channel in there. So everyone go sub to Tom if you're not subbed, and of course watch the Midnight's Edge channel in the morning. I'm sure you'll be covering the box office and more Odyssey stuff and other fun
I'm
stuff.
sure.
Yeah. So wrong link. I know I boomered it, right? Yeah. So Tom got it right. Yeah. Rumble flag. Yep. So thank you. Yes, and thank you on damn it, on the Rumble side. Yep. Dude bro, thank you for being there on the Rumble side. And also Toeback on the Rumble side. I don't know if we have anyone else I had my Rumble chat up over here, I thought. Yep. Well, don't have it on that side. But thank you everyone for being here tonight. Thank you again to Six and everyone in the chat. A lot of fun hanging out and talking Odyssey. Man, I don't think any movie has been. I think was this almost as polarizing as Rise of Skywalker or The Last Jedi.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's really a polarization. I guess I'd have to wait another week or so before I see that happening. I mean, yes, in our community there is, but at the same time, it could just be a small.
Yeah, more of a niche. Yeah, like I was mentioning it when we went. I'm like was mentioning kind of some of the controversies, and they're like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like, didn't hear, because when you're in, hanging out and talking about this stuff, I enjoy talking about it, obviously, but
right,
it's kind of a niche thing, and like what there is a controversy about the casting and some of the issues with the movie, and so a lot of people maybe don't wouldn't have heard about it or just heard about it in passing, but I think on YouTube it was getting pretty heated for a while there, which is good. Yeah, debate things and free and open exchange of ideas and opinions. It's always the way to go. So yeah, I can't recommend seeing this movie, and I've seen it twice, so maybe the third time's a charm. I don't know, but anywho, we're about to hit the 4-hour mark, so let's get the heck out of here. But I really appreciate you being here tonight, Tom, and thank you of course, to Professor R2 for hanging out with us as well, which was wonderful. And yeah, we'll be back. Toxic Tuesdays on hiatus this month. I'm playing poker on Tuesday. Hopefully, I win bigly and make $20. But yeah, we'll be back for Sunday Night Geekery. And what's the next big movie? Oh, so Spider-Man's not out for 2 weeks. That'll be huge when Spider-Man comes out. Yeah, we'll be talking about that one. So, but thank you again, Tom, and everyone be well. Have a safe week. Oh, hello to Celestial be a lady. Hello. We're just getting out of here, so you can watch on the rewind. Yep. So let's play. I'm gonna pull ourselves out of here, play a few clips, and we'll catch you on the next Sunday Night Geekery. Take care, everyone. Have a good week.
Relax. All right? My old man is a television repairman. Got this ultimate set of tools. I can fix it.
Kneel before Zod!
This evening, I shall go for the squid platter. Ew. With extra tentacles, please.
But I pity the fool.
He plays with toys.
It's a model.
With little figures. Klingons do not allow themselves to be probed.
There's only one thing I want to say to you, Commodore.
You're a dumbass.
Merchandising! Where the real money from the movie is made.
Fun storming the castle.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
here. It's over. Go home.